Send the link, Shine.
Oh,
Right.
really? Yeah, elevator music. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Be back again. Experts Podcast. Another episode of the Experts brought to you by Solid Networks, all rights reserved. It's your boy Sanzo, aka Sanzo Malik. What's going on? My co-host. We got CJ the X Factor, and we got G. I gotta go you G. Well,
We got a lot of takes today, bro.
yeah, you got plenty lined up today.
Big upsets. Biggest upsets in season so far.
Yeah, so
You think he's the biggest upset for the season?
Too much slapping up to do and too much hanging up to do.
I mean, it's two games that's in competition for the biggest upsets. It ain't even just one.
Yeah, that's been a crazy
I was
week.
tapping my TV like, bro, you saw that, right?
Shoot. I had to double take too. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We gotta slate the games from NFL. We gotta run down. Let's start it off with the first game. We got the Falcons and the Saints. What y'all thought about that game?
I know who I picked.
I can tell you pick right now. You pick.
Yeah.
I thought I picked Falcons too.
No, man,
Yeah,
don't run no tall. Don't run no tall.
I thought they're pulling with the Falcons like I picked Falcons. No, listen.
Yeah, but I picked the Saints. But we talked about last week how Matt Ryan he do for one of them Matt Ryan them vintage performances, and that's what he did. You gotta give him credit.
Yeah, he like you say, he can pop up every once in a while. Yeah, Matt Ryan popped up every once in a while, and too, it was on the Saints too. I mean, like you say, like X Factor say, backup quarterbacks don't really have a long success rate because they just got to figure out real quick. So that first initial game, when the team don't prepare for them, is when they just look their best.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Falcons did what they had to do. They took the opportunity, and they beat the Saints surprisingly because the Saints defense was improving. That was very shocking to me.
Yeah. I mean, it was a close game though. It wasn't like it was a blow or anything. But I guess we didn't really expect it to be a win for Atlanta.
Yeah. Ryan passed for 343 yards. That's the most.
343 yards.
I gotta be the most he passed for the season. I can check right now.
Probably, most likely, more likely. Next up, we had another, I guess, mini upset. We had the Broncos and the Cowboys.
Big
What y'all
man,
thought
I
about
had
that
no
one?
many upset. I was cut him. At the end of the day,
That was an upset. Come on.
The Cowboys ain't even scored in the first 3 quarters, bro. This game was over from halftime. The scores was 16-0. Then they come out in the third quarter flat, get blow.
Yeah, but that's an upset. Like the last thing we say was, by the Broncos rebuilding, ain't no way. the Cowboys, who have a good stride right now, could lose to the Broncos. I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree. But I like to see Cowboys fan. I like to see the Cowboys fans get beat just as much as Dolphin fans. So that that played a big part of it. All the dark lovers out here, all of y'all, oh he in your top five, all are running on this and that. Boy, he didn't look top five Sunday.
so for one pod week.
You ain't
Yeah,
ready for
that's
that,
true.
right?
Mhm.
You know he's ready for
That's
that.
Yeah, man, he
like
gotta do better.
The Cowboys are better than they played last Sunday. You don't
Yeah,
agree with
Doc
that?
Doc didn't look up to par. Um, and you could tell, first game back from a little mini absence, he was struggling a little bit. Well, a little bit is honesty, but he's struggling a little bit. But they've been a better team than what they showed Sunday night. I think all of us could agree with that. Um,
Yeah, since week 2, that's the first time he passed. He threw under 3 touchdowns. Like dude
there you
been
go.
balling like
There you go.
talk. I mean, that
No
was a
joke, man.
fluke game. I don't expect it to happen next week against Atlanta. That was a fluke game. The worst game so far for the season for him. I think we'd be very disrespectful to go ahead and say, yeah, the Cowboys are who we thought they are. Like I had some people saying, like I think it's way too early to say that after one bad
No,
game.
no, of course. Yeah, he ain't get that bad yet, but
Yeah,
they gotta
Yeah,
keep their consistency up. Because, like I say, this is one of their easiest schedules they had in a while, and the Broncos supposed to be an easy win for them. So you
yeah.
can't be losing the teams like that.
yeah. All right. Next on the list, we got the Panthers and we got the Patriots.
Smoke,
Um, this wasn't really a good game for me. But you got to give the Patriots credit. Uh,
told you.
you know, some things I predicted was going to happen. I predicted Gilmore was to get a pick. That
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
You
You
know
know,
what I
he
mean?
used to have.
Uh, obviously I didn't expect Donald to play good, but he didn't. I didn't expect him to play that bad.
3 interceptions.
Yeah,
Top five
16,
defense.
16, 16 for 33. Uh, but
McCaffrey had 14 carries though. That's
yeah,
that. Remember we did say McCaffrey wasn't going to be dominant in this game.
no, no, we didn't expect that. On the Patriots side, it looking playoffish for them. That's 3 straight for them. You know what I mean?
Don't jump
Everybody,
on the bandwagon now,
bro.
son.
Who jumping on your bandwagon? I
The
just say it look playoff for
bandwagon
you.
for me. Oh, it looked like playoffs. At the
It looking
beginning
like
of the
playoff for
season, it
you.
was, oh, y'all lose to the Dolphins. Y'all in the
Looking like
trash
playoff for you.
can. Y'all in the toilet bowl. Nah.
You all are
Oh, it
playing
looking
toilet
like
bowl years though.
playoffs. No,
You all are
how
playing
we've
toilet
been
bowl years.
playing big teams all year. Now, when we playing teams that supposedly supposed to be on our level, we showing y'all who is who. Like I say, Bill
It's a good win
Belichick
for you.
don't back down.
It's a good win for you.
Yeah,
No
I mean,
question.
and then too. But we've always said the Patriots defense was good, right?
Of
Mm-hmm.
course.
The question, at least for me and Science, was always Mac Jones. He was high on Mac Jones from before he even played his first game. So,
Of course he was.
but so I mean, and Mac Jones didn't really prove nothing yet. He's just a game manager. Just,
He's a
I mean,
pretty solid game manager. He did
yeah.
what 12
That's
18,
what he's supposed to do.
Okay,
12
What he
18,
supposed to come there and do?
a
he
pick, a
supposed to
touchdown.
he supposed to be the next Brady.
You ever
He's
watch
supposed to
Brady for his years?
okay, but he's supposed to show some signs. You come out right.
This
Mac
looks pretty
Jones is put it
Brady-ish
in your
if
chest.
you follow in his for his years.
Right, but you and then you saying like Mark Jones is put it in your chest. Mark Jones worlds ahead of Wilson, who may not have a
Yes,
job next week.
that doesn't have to do anything with yards or percentage.
Yeah,
That
but
has to do with accuracy. He's very accurate when it comes to passing. Yes, he will put it in your chest.
He's a very safe quarterback.
right,
Wilson
that's what he
throws the
Very
ball to the other team.
he's very conservative, right? He ain't gonna really help you that much, but he ain't gonna hurt you. And some days you need someone who ain't gonna hurt you, right? Some days you need someone who ain't gonna hurt you, because
right.
that
But okay,
athletic
so if
is
they
all that.
didn't have an elite defense, what would that record look like?
Yeah, well, if Kansas City did not have elite offense, then what would they look like? Yeah, yeah, fans, but we do have an elite
That's on this.
defense, and it is what it is. He don't play defense, so he don't control that. That ain't his fault that he land on a team with a good defense. He just was
Yeah,
lucky
I
and
agree.
blessed.
I'm just
He could have
saying,
been
like,
like Jason, what the boy Fields, who's suffering in Chicago.
you're right. You're right.
That's true. That's true. I get it.
Yeah, but
He's
the
doing his
Patriots
job.
defense,
He's doing
the
his job.
Patriots
That's
defense, is gonna take them far. I think.
that's all
Uh,
the man doing is his job.
yeah,
Also
And
playing
that's
with it
all
pretty
Bill
good.
Belichick has asked you to do is do your job.
Playing
Because
with
I
it
have
we
pretty
all
good
of
back.
we
Like
have a
Damien Harris.
million. We have a million
Absolutely.
examples of teams with great defense and game managers on the offensive side that won championship. So
exactly
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Brady in
like
his
that.
first couple years.
it's a winning formula. I agree.
Like your boy, yeah, like your boy Manon this last
And
year.
then they turn into
Nick
slingers.
Foles.
People like Russell Wilson, them, Joe Flacco, them, all of them was game managers at the beginning who
Yes, let me
build
bless up.
confidence off their good defense and then turn into gunslingers. So if we could hold firm for a year or two while this guy develops game managers and make good players, you don't want to see this guy turn into year three, year four.
You're right. We can see. I mean, he was comparing him to Wilson for the whole season, and now he may not even get that opportunity because Mike White looking like a like a
We
starter, bro.
we was never comparing him. Sands was comparing him. Him and Zach Wilson to me was never on the same level. But here we are. To be honest, if you look at all the QBs right now, who went ahead of Mark Jones, or let's look at the top five rookie QBs, it's not in the order of where they were drafted.
You're right.
Trey Lance in San Francisco still fighting with Garoppolo. Why? Because he ain't ready.
Jerry's still out on Trey
You
Lance.
think? Wait, you think that's the reason? You think they fight McGruffalo because Lance ain't ready?
I don't. I watch some of his games, and he is a playmaker and play extender. But to say, but go at it, but I don't see him taking over the team right now in year one. So I feel like what they're doing right now is kind of good, even though I don't like Garoppolo, because you don't want to also take away his confidence. It's one thing to build confidence, and then it's one thing to hurt confidence. But while you have someone there who could take that pressure off him, let them ride. So it all depends.
Yep. Next game we got up, we got the Ravens and the Vikings. This one was OT thriller. Um,
All
what
us
y'all
pick
think for this one?
Ravens.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
let's
pick
pick
Ravens.
Ravens had another comeback from behind victory. Um, Shout out Lamar Jackson. They did it again.
Jack's
But
better
yeah,
than Lamar Jackson is
I
a
don't
flat
see
out
this
winner.
team. I don't see this team sustaining themselves long term, just because they put so much weight on one person. Like
Right.
Lamar Jackson is going to be he is a superstar, and he does carry this team a long way. But to be honest, boy, uh, playoff time is totally different. If you look at the schedule going up for Lamar Jackson going forward, they got the Dolphins on Thursday night. That look pretty winnable. Then they got the Bears. That look pretty winnable. Then they get the Browns. Then they get the Steelers. Then they get the Browns again. Like they have a lot of winnable games coming up, and I feel like Lamar Jackson is gonna look good. But boy, when you see playoff time come and you burning out your quarterback like that, and you burning out your best player like that, who is your quarterback, boy, I think that gonna look good in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. If I mean, knock on wood, injury bug don't eventually catch up with them because he's doing too much. Teams can figure it out real quick. That could be easy to defend.
yep,
One person doing everything. And like you always say, from week one, you've been saying football is the ultimate team sport. So you got
Exactly.
Lamar Jackson trying to do everything. I mean, the only thing he don't do is catch the ball. Jesus, he probably soon start doing that now.
he's exactly. Don't be surprised. Uh, Next game we got up, we got the Browns and the Bengals. Um, I know I picked the Browns in this one. Uh, what y'all thought about this one?
I think I had. I think I picked
I think I picked the
Bengals.
Bengals, but
Yeah, I
only
mean,
because, like I said, this was to me, it was a must win for them to take a stranglehold on the division. But also remember, I did say this could be a game where the Browns come out and prove that hey, it was OBJ and it was that weird energy and that vibe and that diva mentality that is here that's really holding guys back.
yeah,
And
and
right,
that's that.
if this
I
was a
feel like,
game to prove it, Baker prove it this game, big man.
and that was definitely in their head, bro. Like, come on, there's no way that wasn't in their head,
Yep,
and that wasn't
definitely.
a motivating factor to push them some more and say, right,
Yeah,
we gotta win this game without OBJ.
yeah, and that's why I picked them because I felt as if they would come up more energized without the added drama of playing with OBJ. But I mean, give credit to them. The game, the headlines is about Baker, obviously, but the defense, I think the defense set the tone. You know, Denzel Ward getting a pick six early, and then just giving them overall energy from there. It allowed them to play with a lot more freedom. I think AJ Green got recovered a fumble too. So I think they just look like a more free, looser team. And like you said, they play with motivation. They wanted to prove to everybody that, because if they did lose that game, OBG Daddy was going to be on some other stuff. So
OBS would have put out another video.
exactly. So credit to them winning that game. Um, and I hope this is sort of a turning point in their season where they can continue like to progress toward the playoffs.
And on the Bengals side, the Bengals blow a big opportunity because, like I tell people, there's teams with name, and then there's teams that make a name for themselves. If you look at the standings, everybody's talking about the NFC West with the Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers. And people will be like, oh, this is the toughest division. No, it's not. If you look at it, it's the Rams and Cardinals really running away with that division. And then you got the Seahawks who could make it tight at the end, but obviously they outer it. And then you got the 49ers. If you look at this division with the Ravens, Steelers, Browns, and Bengals, their worst team is 5-4. So they got the Ravens at 6-2, the Steelers at 5-3, and then you got the Browns and the Bengals tied at 5-4. Everybody in this division has a winning record, and everybody in this division has a good team, even though their name isn't big, such as the Bengals and the Browns. But these are teams who beaten big teams. So it's like between that division and the Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos division, those two are the tightest divisions to me that I feel like coming to the playoffs. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, they could be some interesting games because you have a lot of division matchups at the end of the season that play into who wins the division and who makes it to the playoffs and the wild card and all that. So we'll see how it turn out though. But especially in that Chiefs division, where the Chiefs only one game behind first place, as stink as they playing. The Chiefs, the Chiefs, even the Broncos 5-4. Like really, that don't even make sense. But
Hmm.
everybody in that division is either 5-3 or 5-4. And I see the Raiders trying to pick up the Sean Jackson. If he could fill a good slot, and then you get the Chiefs picking up, and then the Chargers catching themselves, a lot of these division races coming out of the end could be exciting. I excited for football this year, and I feel December, but December gonna be a big month for some teams and some players to make a name for themselves.
Okay, so given since we're talking about the Browns, where do you think OBJ gonna end up?
Uh,
I heard a
my
rumor that he
heart,
wants to go to the Packers.
my heart
I
is
heard
telling
that too.
me the Patriots. My heart, but my head is
I don't think
telling
that's
me
your heart.
Yeah.
I think
my
that's your
head is
heart telling
telling
you.
me
That gotta
the
be it,
one.
So
Trust
what's
me,
it? Yeah.
OBJ and the Patriots would be good. The only problem is he can't come there with that give me the ball mentality. Because, like we say, you can't, when you have a game manager, you can't force the ball to one player. That goes against the game management. So that means if you begging for the ball and Mark Jones now trying to force you the ball, Now guys could sit on plays and get interceptions, and it makes Mac Jones look bad. So, in a way, I'll be happy if he come there to give our offense a little jump. But to be honest, if I see him going someplace, the sad thing is, good teams have drama right now. You go to the Packers, Aaron Rodgers on some other crap. You go to the Raiders, they on some other crap. You go to Kansas City, they on some other crap. Like the only team that you don't hear about much is probably the Buccaneers. But even with them, if OBJ go there, and
He
then
ain't getting no
Antonio
touches.
Brown ain't getting enough touches. Between OBJ and Antonio Brown, someone gonna cry.
Yeah,
You only need too much divas on one team crying. So I don't even see him going to the Rams.
Yeah,
It's tough. It's
I
tough to say, but
I
sure.
thought Parkers was probably the perfect fit because I feel as if he needs someone accurate who's going to find him. But then obviously Aaron Rodgers now his situation we got to see how that plays out. Um, and then maybe if this is 2 years ago or a year ago, I'd say Kansas City, but they ain't looking the same Kansas City. So I don't know. This could be an interesting. Whatever team he decides to go to, it'll be interesting. Um,
I would have
um,
said New Orleans if Jameis was there, but to be honest, I don't see OBJ going there for not even a backup. This the backup to the backup. So it's almost like that don't even make sense. If Jameis was healthy, maybe he likes to throw that deep ball and things would have been looking good. Other than that,
yeah, he can't afford this quarterback situation. Whoever he goes to is very important for his career, so he can't afford to f that up.
a
So
sleeper team, to be
go-
honest, I could see him going to is the Bengals because of the
be a
LSU
decent fit
connection
there.
with the quarterback, the LSU connection with the wide receiver, and then him coming in and being a, a big piece enough to talk. I could see him sneaking and saying, "Hey," and don't forget, the Bengals is also a division rival of the Browns, so it could also be a spiteful move, as in, "Hey, I get into the Bengals to make the Bengals better, and we can beat y'all at the end of the season to make sure y'all don't make the playoffs."
yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
take.
that's a
Because the Bengals
decent
is week
fit for you.
18 against the Browns. That's their last game of the season. So if I was him, boy, that could be a big storyline with him going to the Bengals.
Yeah, that would be a decent fit for you. That could happen. It'd be interesting to see how that works out though. Uh, Next on the list we have the Bills and we have the Jaguars. Well,
Ah, boy.
Josh Allen won, but just not the Josh Allen y'all thinking of.
Same thing
Uh,
I tell y'all. Same thing
Josh
I tell
Allen was the
y'all.
star of the show, bro.
yeah,
Obviously, y'all us pick Buffalo, but like I say, oh, Buffalo don't play day food. They coming out to kill fellas, this and that. I always said,
what you run on with?
guys
But you
just
pick
get
Buffalo.
complacent. Guys come
you
out
you
and
ain't, you
guys,
ain't pick Jacksonville.
didn't I already say that?
But I try to say what you run on with. You talking about we say this and we say that.
Yeah,
You
because
ain't pick
y'all come out
Jacksonville.
running on about Buffalo can blow them out.
I
And I
say I
told
hope they
Who
y'all,
don't.
said
I wait.
teams play down
You
to their matchup. Fellas has come out
so
dragging, and fellas has come out thinking that, oh, this is an easy team, this is an easy week. Let's come out here, dilly dally, and then we can run them down in the fourth quarter. Come out there, joking, get their head punch off. Fourth quarter, they can't score. Get beat, you can't even score a touchdown.
Well,
Come
listen.
on, man. And you get
I
beat from
said
a
on
team who didn't score a touchdown.
I said on Sunday, and I still stand by the statement. It's very hard to lose to Jacksonville, and look at what the circumstances they had to go through to lose to Jacksonville. Not score a touchdown, right? Josh Allen had to play the worst game of his career, and you still actually almost had a chance to win the game. That's how hard it is to lose to Jacksonville, and they made it happen. They made it possible. So uh,
That Jacksonville defense that looked like the defense in the Super Bowl, like when they when they play against Tom Brady. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
Yeah, that defense was clicking.
And I sitting there watching this game, watching my phone, watching Josh Allen on my fantasy. He was my best fantasy player. I'm watching this dude rack up negative points, and I'm like, bro, what? Against the Jags? By that?
I started
Crazy.
Josh Allen and I still win. Surprisingly, I don't
I
understand.
still win too. I don't even
Well,
know
he
how
had
that happened.
decent yards. He had 264 yards.
I'm like, dude, he didn't score a touchdown. But as crazy as it sounds, this isn't even the biggest upset of the night of the day.
I mean, up there. It's definitely up there. Uh, but yeah, that was just a horrible game all around for the Bills. That's their worst loss this season. You can't give away games like that.
And they lose two
Uh,
straight now, right? That's two straight, or no?
Who,
but they
Buffalo?
5-3
Yeah,
on the
and they
year.
coming off the bye.
Right, and then before the
And then
bye,
they
lost to the
lost
Titans.
before the bye doing crap at the end of the game.
Decent. Yeah. Boy.
Josh Allen ain't making no sense ever since he get that little concussion. They done knocked the sense out of him.
Who you got next? Ken, tell us where you think OBJ going. By the way,
We
I
got
like that take. I like that take with the Bengals. But tell us where you think he going.
next up we got Texans and we got the Dolphins.
I don't even know what to
Um,
call this up. So.
I
Ooh,
wouldn't
I
call
just
this
get
up.
upset and I pick Dolphins. So y'all better stop running on but
Pick
upset.
Dolphins.
What?
You pick Dolphins. No,
All
wait.
right.
See, wait. You pick Texans, bro.
Big
Sans pick
man.
Dolphins. Me and you
Big
pick
man.
Texans.
Y'all said, oh, it's a good day and a win for both sides because I was one person who picked the Dolphins.
Yeah, he picked Dolphins. I picked Texans.
Yeah, you write the wrong thing now. You think you slick. I picked
Listen.
Dolphins that day.
That's because you was running on too much before you pick one. I get confused. So I mean, Sans pick Texans. You pick Dolphins.
Exactly.
Hey, I didn't know Brissett was gonna start, but so
That's true.
Oh,
That was
look at
surprising
this
too.
one now.
that I could
Look
put
at
a
this
X factor
one
in that one.
now.
I know
You put
Brissett
an
to start.
You put an
If I didn't know
there.
dog was if I didn't know dog was to start, I might have picked the Dolphins. I thought I was going to it. Right? Shout out Brissett, he do it thing. He do it thing. But yeah, that was another toilet bowl game that I
You was
just
thinking pick Dolphins because y'all was so high on Tyrod Taylor. Talking about Tyrod coming back.
because
He
we
looked
know he was the
good.
better quarterback out of him and
He
Tua.
can kill the
Right.
Dolphins. This and that. Boy.
Tyrod didn't even score a touchdown. Three
That's another one who
interceptions.
can't get
Jesus.
me into the end zone.
Yeah, he's missing for too long. We got next. We got next. We got the Chargers and the Eagles. Okay, so I picked the Chargers. We were
This was actually an exciting
I
game
pick
because
Chargers.
it came down to the end when it literally came down to a field goal. This
Yeah.
was a good game though. This was
Good game
a
on
very
both
good
sides. Good game on both sides. A game I felt the Chargers had to win, which is why I picked them. I heard OBJ is interested in Seahawks,
pick.
Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson coming back?
He should be back. Do we
First
come
of all,
back
they
then?
say he's cleared to play already. But my thing is, I wouldn't trust that. If I was OBJ, don't fall into that trap. You done in a division where one team must see 8-1, the next team 7-2, and you sitting down there must see 3-5. Don't fall into that trap. Don't let them sweet you up talking about oh we can make a run. That's bull. Because like I said, you gotta play that most of them division fellas at the end of the season, and it ain't gonna look good. And plus, you get DK on the other side being a diva too. Don't fool with that.
There you fit right in.
Definitely need to be the only diva
Yeah.
on that
You
team. He
fit
need to be
right
the only
in.
one.
So if he does go there, would he be wide receiver one?
Well,
Seahawks.
It's
how
Not over DK.
crazy? You gotta
Oh,
play.
you wouldn't be.
You don't go by
You wouldn't be
name,
able to do
Ryan,
that.
yeah, but you gotta go by production. You don't do nothing in 2 years, and you won't come and be wide receiver one over a beast. Like, yeah, you have some mental issues, but dog's still a beast.
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't put him over DK. As a physical specimen, DK in
But
another
even
level.
Tyler Lockett been balling recently. But
Yeah,
he tough. He tough to be ahead of Tyler.
and that is their deep threat.
Exactly. You
I
probably
don't
can put
know.
advice them like putting Odell in the slot. You can't be on the outside. You gotta run them slot routes
Yeah,
like
you want to see him.
Welker.
You want to see him cry and pout.
You just
Put him
want
in the
two
slot.
divas. Yeah, you definitely
And
want two
Russell Wilson
divas.
don't throw short
Put him in the
pass.
slot. Put
The
him in
reason why
the
Russell Wilson don't do good with slot receivers is because his height.
Because he like,
He's so short that it's hard to throw a 5 yard, 7 yard pass over your lineman who like 6'5" when you 5'10". But that's easy for you to launch 20, 30, 40 yard passes.
yeah.
But we'll see how it go. I don't see Seattle being it, but these fellas been making weird choices all their life, so it is what
No
it
man, we can
is.
see how it go. Next game we got up. We got the Raiders and the Giants. Now I picked the Raiders definitely. I wish I didn't do that. Yeah, man. Wish I didn't do that. I'm pretty sure everybody had picked the Raiders.
Everyone the greatest.
Yeah. The Giants, but there's a team who really been playing bad in their record. But it don't show it, but they've been competing in a lot of games, and they have a few big wins this year. And you could make a case realistically that injury has been a factor in their bad record. But shout out to them. Defense came to play.
This was
Uh,
one of those games where I say I was feeling the home team. Um, I had that home team feeling, and I still gone there picking the friggin' Raiders. But I just feel I don't know. Like some teams just get the energy at home.
Donnie only had 20, he only threw the ball 20 times.
the
Saquon
defense
Barkley.
did the thing. No, Saquon ain't bad.
Saquon ain't
They
play.
had Devontae Booker played in place of
21,
Saquon. He ran for like 100 yards or something like that.
21 carries. Daniel Jones threw the
Um,
ball 20 times.
McKinney had a few. McKinney had a pick six. I think he had another pick two. So
Like
I mean,
the thing when I watch that game, I watch the snaps and pieces of that game. The problem with that game is Waller right now is their best receiver, and he's their tight end. And guys, see, it's easy to I wouldn't say easy, but it's much easier to double or contain a tight end than it is a wide receiver because a tight end starts tight. So you could chip him with a defensive lineman, you could put a linebacker over him, and you could bring down a safety. Whereas on the outside, if you got an elite wide receiver, you can't put a lineman out there to chip him. He gets a free run with a corner and then reaches the safety. So the thing is, if you only have Waller as your wide receiver one and you don't have a clear cut wide receiver two, it's rough. That's why I think someone like Deshaun Jackson is going to be a good fit there to take the top off that defense and take some safety help off the top. So Waller and these other guys underneath could have a more room to operate.
yeah, that brings the question. Um, with that being the case, are these issues starting to take a toll on the Raiders? You know what I mean? Like you say, not only injury issues, but now you're losing coaches and you're losing players to different off the field stuff. You know, mentally, is it taking a toll on them? You know, that's the question I guess we'll have to answer later in the season. But not a good loss to a team that on paper at least you're supposed to beat.
Like,
Uh,
especially when you're going up against a Chiefs team next week, what seems to be catching their mojo. Like I say, sometimes a team like this, the Chiefs, they only got to beat up on a bad team once, catch a little practice run, and feel themselves a little bit. Next thing you know, they off and running. But you never
yeah,
know.
a slightly rejuvenated Chiefs team. Speaking of Chiefs, That's our next game. We got the Chiefs and the Packers. Uh, a very low scoring affair. What y'all think about this one?
Yeah, man. I pick Packers. No, I pick Chiefs. Who you pick?
Everybody
I
picked
pick
Chiefs.
Packers.
Wait,
I
watch
know I
your
pick
mouth, man.
Packers.
Wait, you. I
Me,
gotta. I gotta
me and you
start.
picked Chiefs. No, I
I
said
pick
before, look at
Packers.
it. Me and you picked Chiefs, Sam picked Packers.
I
I
pick
can start
Packers.
keeping my own thing
I
because I
actually am
can't
picking
just.
Packers, by the way. The Chiefs almost lost this game, but they
Um,
won. Give them credit for winning. You know what I mean? I would say for the first 3 quarters, they still didn't really look like Kansas City of old. Um, but I'll give Mahomes credit on the play to close the game. You saw some of that uh, Mahomes magic that you was used to seeing for the last 2, 3 years. Um, can they carry that momentum into next week? That's the biggest question. Like X
Or
Factor said earlier, they ain't too far out the race. You know what I mean? They right there. So can they carry that positive momentum into next week?
people like talk foolishness about video games and all this crap, right? I heard someone. This was actually. He said the reason why people are figuring out this because they figured them out in Madden. Now I know for sure. I go on and research, and to figure out the Chiefs in Madden, you got to play cover three. And from what I look at a lot of their tapes this year and highlights, it's be like, wait, fellas really coming out here, copying Madden cheat code what they put on YouTube, and fellas coming out here and playing a cover three. Like, if you play a cover two, you get burned. If you play a contain cover one, you get burned. If you definitely play a man to man, you get burned. But when you set that cover three in on Mahomes, it ain't really Mahomes' fault, you. But the cover three doesn't allow Tyreek Hill to go crazy in the secondary. If you could keep Tyreek under that secondary and keep him inside the field of play, it's easy to he'll get catches and he'll get yards just like Kelsey. But it mitigates that long, deep, over the top 2 or 3 plays a game that really jumpstarts their engine and they can put up 17, 21, 24 points in a quarter. So when I look at it, I was like, wait, these fellas really going out here, going on YouTube, watch Madden and say, wait, how do you stop Tyreek Hill from tearing you up over the top? Okay, cover three, it shall be done.
we can see because, like you said, they catch name Mojo. I
I
think
mean,
that
they
was
still only scored 18 points.
right, but that was a
Like I
very good
said,
win. That was a very good win for them, and I think they got lucky because I didn't foresee them winning that game. If what happened didn't
Rogers is there.
happen,
But as
yeah.
I saying, it wasn't even a real signature win. I mean, they had 13 by halftime. You
No,
know what
it
I mean?
wasn't signature win.
Jordan Love was tripping over his foot for the first 3 quarters, right? And then all of a sudden he makes a drive. Lazard gets the catch for the touchdown, and all of a sudden it becomes a nail biter, right? I would say to close out the game, they did what they had to do to close out the game. I would say that.
It wasn't a signature win, but it was a momentum win, and they need that momentum. They needed that win to boost their
Yeah,
confidence and get them going. So that's why I
they need
say they got lucky.
W's. They need W's. That's what they need. W's. Once they get W's, they should be okay. Uh, next game we have here, we got the 49ers and the Cardinals. Um,
Boy, my
I
team
picked the 49ers.
from the beginning of the season, I don't know. Every time I go against them, this is when they prove to me, stay on the wagon. I
I
picked these
mean,
Cardinals teams from preseason, and I say,
You
boy, this
pick
team
Cardinals, so I do pick 49ers.
is gonna be one of the biggest surprise teams of the season. And so far, they still, even without Kyler, even without Hopkins, even at I think 1 week they didn't even have their head coach for a game, and these guys still find ways to win
if
JJ out.
and
if
impressively win.
bro, if you had told me that no Kyler Murray, no D Hop, and Garoppolo would throw for 326 yards, I would have said this should be an easy 49ers win. Um, but somehow it was the exact opposite. And
I
that's a
picked
credit
Kyler
to
Murray up at 4 o'clock to be my starting QB in fantasy because Brady was on a bye. And Colt McCoy coming there. Boy, dog, do he think?
give Colt McCoy credit. You got to give him credit. He ran an offense like they didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss a beat at all.
On the other side, Kittle came back and had over
Kittle give me
100
20
yards.
points too, boy. Boy, Kittle come back and help me right out in fantasy, boy.
He had over 100 yards.
Yeah.
So
So Kill have 100 yards, Garoppolo threw for 326 yards, and Saturday wasn't a W. Ain't much games coming like that.
So
Uh,
yeah, I don't
the
even
next
think
one we
AJ
got,
Green played or not.
no, I don't know. He didn't play. He didn't play. The next one we got is the Rams and the Titans. What thought about that one?
Well, there's another pickup I had. I had Adrian Peterson. I don't know, boy. I could really pick a as a really fantasy wizard this year. But
everybody
Adrian
figure out.
Peterson came back and get his first touchdown of the season or the
Yeah,
first
but
touchdown in a little
he ain't
while.
do he ain't do much fantasy wise. I mean, he had like what 20 yards.
Yeah, he had 10 points, but that's all I needed. Yeah, surprisingly, um, I don't know, that Tennessee defense came out to play. That
Right.
Tennessee
Yep.
defense was shockingly good.
Mhm.
Or maybe Matt Stafford was just shockingly bad. He had a Detroit Lion flashback, and he played like he still was in Detroit.
But
But
no, but that Tennessee defense been that first game they rolling now. Let me show you.
yeah, they
Last
good, but I didn't
Yeah.
expect him to be that good, especially against this type of offense. This
last
offense
three
is really
games,
good.
2 games ago they had 4 sacks. This game they had 5. Last 2 games they had a touchdown. The defense that is 2 interceptions. Last 5 interceptions the last 3 games. They've been pretty good. 3 forced fumbles against Chiefs.
First
That's the
half
Chiefs.
alone, they had 4 sacks and 2 interceptions. I guess the
Yeah, but
question of the day, right, for X Factor, does this put a hole in your Derrick Henry MVP campaign, considering they won when he was out?
Um, Not really, because then the Cardinals win without Kyler Murray. So if Derrick Henry drop, then Kyler Murray drop a little bit too. So two of them evenly drop.
who gone up?
Who going up like what?
Right?
What team
Who
lost
was
without their starting quarterback?
For the lousy Packers? Well, you better stop.
This fight.
for you so
He's so
you so
stubborn.
contradictory?
He's stubborn bad.
Hey, Eddie is rooting for the Falcons to win, you know. I was so joking. Always rooting for the Falcons to win so he can rub that in his face. Ah,
Yeah.
man.
But
Yeah,
I
it is
still
good.
think in between for now between Kyler and
Lamar. I
you
think
think
you got to
Lamar?
put Lamar top. I think
Yeah, I
Lamar
feel
top.
Lamar climbing the ladder now with
When I
his
tell you Lamar,
performances.
you're telling me no. Lamar
I always had
over.
Lamar top two. I always had Lamar top two.
But this could
So you got
kill.
Lamar over Aaron Rodgers
But
and
this
Derrick
boy had
Yeah,
Henry.
Lamar
Sam.
top
Wait,
two.
this boy had Sam Donald in the top three
I never
at the
know
beginning.
Daniel
What?
top three. I
But
said
he was
Sam
your
Donald
top
play
three.
well.
But
He
No,
play well. That's
he
not
said
saying
in
he's
his
top
defense, he
three.
said Sam Donald playing like a top 3 quarterback.
That's what
real,
I say.
That's
Playing.
what he
real.
said.
I never say the guy was a top three. I say he playing like one. Right?
Yeah,
Dog
that's
was
what he
so high
said.
on Sam Donald them like
He
Nah.
ain't say he was MVP.
Lamar Jackson, I had Lamar Jackson too. I think I still have him at two. Um, I think I still have him two. I mean, he probably should move up to one soon, but I still have him two. Um,
Who's one? Still Kyler?
I guess still Kyler. I guess still Kyler. But you got to put Aaron Rodgers up there. But we don't know when next we can see him. So that could
Yeah,
be
they say
the key factor right
yeah,
there.
Aaron Rodgers
no, but
definitely up
okay,
there.
but then if he okay, so if Aaron Rodgers misses the next game, and they lose the next game, then what? His value should go up.
Yeah,
Granted, when he
he
come
could be
But
back,
in
he
the
then
might.
top
there,
three.
but then there. See, the tricky thing about that is this:
Their
His
record go
value
down.
goes up. His value goes up, and his record goes down.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
And
pick a struggle.
yeah, you can't have it both ways. Sadly, right? So I think the best player on the best team will almost always have the edge. Or if you
unfortunately.
use a struggle team, you gotta be present for all them games, like what Lamar Jackson is. I mean, they're not a struggle team, but you get my point. You gotta be present all the time, delivering every single game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but if we talking about value, bro, ain't nobody more valuable than Lamar Jackson. Not even Derek.
yeah, for that Ravens team, definitely, definitely. Um, and then our last game of the schedule, we have. Let me pull that up. We have the Steelers. Who Steelers?
Bears.
Bears. Yeah, Steelers and Bears.
Once again,
How y'all
Fields.
think for that game?
Fields was good once again.
Hmm.
Um, the Steelers just finding a way to win games, right?
Yeah,
I don't.
surprisingly, they find ways to win games too. I wasn't expecting them to pull this one out, but
Well
yeah.
coached team. Shout out Najee Harris. Um,
But I'm too sure who to give credit to. Even if you could give credit to one person, I can't pinpoint them out. The Steelers just winning games, and the Bears had them too. They just leave too much time on the clock.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that was a good game all around. Good game all around. Fields definitely um, came to play. But like you say, the Steelers they find a way to pull out these little squeakers now. You know what I mean? And you gotta give it to them. They ain't throwing in the season despite the foolishness they had to deal with earlier. So
They 5-3. Their record
five
pretty
and three.
good.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
Yep. So that's it for the NFL scores. Uh, moving on, we got the NBA. We still early in the season. We about 10 games in the season. We can't really make any solid judgments until 20 games. But we've seen some good, some bad, some very ugly. What has stood out to you all recently in the NBA?
um, I know one thing. I play fantasy and BA too, and I had the first pick this year, and fellas them was running on with Jokic, fellas was running on with Giannis, fellas was running on with LeBron, and they asked me who I picking first, and I confidently said picking Steph. Oh, why would you pick Steph? Steph this, Steph that. He don't get no rebounds. He ain't give you no fantasy points. Steph coming here and torching fellas these first 10 games, also helping me win fantasy. Well, not really win, but he's looked good in it. But like I tell fellas, wait, Steph is a different breed just because it's not just him. Right? Our offense, the whole team is literally built towards Steph. Like
Yeah,
I just watchdog them come down the court, and if Steffi in ahead, which is sad, in most cases it's sad for a point guard, but he'll be jogging behind the crowd. Fellas them will be going to the rim, just legit stop and toss the ball back to the 3 point line for Steph to shoot the ball. I just
that's
be
a
like,
play,
Yeah, he's a
bro.
trailer.
I
Don't
just
make
be
it
like,
seem.
wait.
I don't want you to ever think that's just see Steph. That design, bro.
It
That way,
doesn't matter. The point is, it's only designed for him. That's
yeah,
not a
I agree.
normal play for every other point guard in the league. So it's be like, boy, what the hell, bro? Like Steph is really breaking the mold when it comes to shooting because we had great shooters in the past, but not at this magnitude because of the amount of shots he did. Like you had guys like Larry Bird, uh, Steve Kerr, Reggie Miller. Like these guys used to take 3 pointers, and in their day, they were big time 3 point shooters. But when you really look at how much 3 pointers they took, it was like three a game. You'd be like, so I
Yeah,
think these fellas is big time
that's
shooters.
the game is faster. You have more possessions, and you have more 3-point shots. the ratio of field goals is geared more towards the 3 point line than in the paint or mid range now. So like if Melo had 7 3 pointers last game, that'd be a huge thing. If Larry Bird had 7 3 pointers. They'd say, "Oh, Larry Bird had a monster game, 7 3 pointers." So given that, and then given the Golden State's ability to get Steph quality looks is remarkable. The players they have designed for that do it. They could get a quality look in 2 seconds, but you just just
But
him casually jogging on the court. Next thing you know, a pick set.
yeah, this but like you guys said, the system is designed around him. It's built around him, his strengths. Um, and I was watching the Hawks game last night, and the Hawks commentators they was laughing because they was like, "But Draymond literally ain't looking for no one else to pass the ball to a Steph. He'd have the ball to dribble hand off, and he'd watch Wiggins fly by him. He'd watch Poole fly by him, and then he is like this nigga literally only looking for Steph to pass the ball to. Like he try to pass it to all else. And I think it's just recognizing, but this our best player. This the chance. This the best shot you could get, and everything just flows off of him. And I thought last year they didn't have players who understood that, which is why they sort of struggled in the beginning.
No
And
man,
this
they
year
had
they
Draymond. They had the
Yeah,
heart and soul. They had the
no, but you
glue of the
saw
team.
you
They had
saw you
the
saw players didn't know where to go at times, and even Steph was getting frustrated trying to tell
yeah
players, "No, that ain't how you
yeah
do it. You go the
Kelly
next way."
Oubre and
I know one
Bazemore
thing.
who's thinking of the Lakers now. But now they got players who actually
These must think
understand.
of everywhere you go.
These two players who understand that okay, if I cut, if I move, set a screen for Steph, get him open, and then obviously when Steph gets fired, then he taking off from everywhere. He taking you off the dribble. He doing step backs, and then it's a long night.
But
So
you know what it
But
is too.
doesn't
On the other end too. Remember, one of the key factors of the Warriors dynasty was their defense, and this is a way better defensive team than last year.
yeah, it's
And
a better
even
defensive team.
they have a lot of the senior players. These guys locked in defensively, right?
Gary Payton the second. That
Yeah,
that player is he could jump.
yeah.
He could
Something
jump.
wrong with that dude. He's
Yeah,
a more efficient. He is what Patrick Beverly think he is.
yeah. I'd say that for real. He's what Patrick Beverly think he is for real. Athletic version of Patrick Beverly. Um, even though and even though the Warriors first in the NBA right now, I still ain't buying them as title contenders yet. Even though as a Steph fan,
not
I
until
think
Clay come back.
I think Clay have to come back and we have to see what Clay is. He have to be Clay.
But the
If
thing
Clay is
is,
Clay, then I would say yes.
right? See, but the thing is too. Um, as good as Steph look right now, we just talked about it. One man can't win a championship, not because he literally can't, but just because defenses are too good now. Players are too professional. Teams are too smart now to allow one team to just kill you
Yeah,
especially in the playoffs. And that's what happens with Steph. That's pretty good. Steph will go cold. Number one, he can have some bad games. Number two, they could double him. He could play a better team, a better defensive team than the Hawks in the playoffs, and they will double him. And you're gonna have
yeah,
to have those secondary scorers actually step up. Now,
yeah,
it's never a problem for Clay to step up. You don't even gotta ask.
yeah.
One staff
And
go goal or one staff get double, Clay stepping up.
yeah, and that's the biggest thing right there. You hit the nail right there. That's why it's so important for them to get Clay back because, especially in the playoffs, defenses are not going to allow point guards to beat them. Yeah, that's just what it is. Point guards who have to bring the ball up the floor, you set a pick and roll, we blitzing you. You know what I mean? If you could shoot from the logo, we trapping you. We getting the bottle chance. The defenses ain't gonna allow point guards who are skilled scorers to really destroy them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Especially a guard as great as Steph, who if you give him one on one, he will destroy you. Then they ain't allowed it to happen, right? So this is where, like I say, Clay has to be Clay. If Clay is Clay, and then I think they need another. Uh, Poole needs to take a step. Wiggins needs to take a step. Then yes, I would say they are contenders.
And
Um,
when and me and just talking Because Poole seems to be a pretty good 3 point shooter, but we talking actual scorer. We talking when they run you off the line, you could go get a bucket, not just shoot the spot up three, or if he contest you too hard, you just slip by him and go to the rim. I'm talking actually making secondary moves when the secondary defender jump in there, or giving you the ball. You can't get it back to Steph. So what do? You go and you take him on. Like they don't have that. At least not right now. Pooling that.
But doesn't this go back to my point earlier in the season when I said shots are only good when you make them?
What
Like
goes to
Poole,
that?
someone like Poole looking like a superstar now or a star now
I know what you
because
mean.
Poole is making plays and making shots. We've seen this every year. It's always some new guy who comes out and hits buckets and goes on a streak. You all had, well, obviously Sands. They had Linsanity for friggin' stretch. Then you had these guys, J.R. Smith looking like friggin' the second coming of Kobe. Even Nick Young had his time of being whatever. Isaiah Thomas, well, not junior, but the small one, not the big one. The big one was pretty good for his whole career. But Isaiah Thomas, like, you always have these guys who come,
You putting
they
IT in the scene. Anyway, that's a different conversation.
who
Go
light
ahead.
up the scene for a season or so. But I see people talking about, oh, they need to now start looking at getting rid of Clay because Poole fills that slot. Like, really? Like, Clay just
Hell,
give you all like nine,
hell
ten
no.
seasons of consistency. And y'all all
Hell,
hot up because this boy give y'all 9, 10 games of consistency.
hell no.
Like, that don't even
First of
make
Not,
all,
sense, bro.
bro.
first of
It
all,
ain't
Clay may be the second greatest shooter of all time. Clay
exactly,
may be that. So
exactly.
to even think about getting rid of Clay
But people
is
is
to,
making me sick, bro.
is
Secondly,
retarded.
So, like,
secondly,
new things, man.
Clay Clay fits in that system better than Poole.
Of course he
Yeah,
does.
Poole looking good now, but you know what it is, and you know what was so great. And I'm not even talking about Clay defense. I'm talking about Clay setting the screen for Steph, and now there's a screen set for Steph. So teams scrambling to hurry up get the Steph because we have a quick trigger. 2, 3 defenders running at him. Clay pop out after setting the screen. Like, bro, that is so dangerous. Clay setting them off both screens is so dangerous. But I used to hate that, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro,
And
I know you're running after Steph, right? But watch that screener, bro. Watch him pop out.
and then with Poole, he he he's not he's more like a Jordan Clarkson type of player. Like, you give him the ball, he ain't necessarily gonna shoot right away. He gonna massage the ball a little bit, dribble a little bit, dribble it. You know what I mean? And that could easily destroy the offense as well. Like,
Yeah.
it looks good when it goes in, right? But then you gotta ask if the player is consistently like that, right? Because if you like that, then we could live with it, right? And I think with Paul, he ain't really find that balance yet, which is why I think he'd be sorted off the bench when Clay does come back. But no, he can't replace Clay. Sorry, he can't. Not
And
Jordan.
He ain't even close.
to be honest with you, from what I see when it comes to Steph and his greatness is great, right? But to be honest with you, from what I see and how he plays, Steph could probably have one of the biggest fall offs from superstardom without injury, based on his style of play. Because the reason why I say that is because Steph, even though he's a great shooter, like he isn't just a spot up shooter. Like he isn't like Mike Miller. When they get old, you just sit in the corner. Ray Allen, when they get old, you sit in the corner. Reggie Miller, when they get old, they sit in the corner. Like Steph is the point guard. Most other shooters who were great shooters wasn't the point guard. So now let's just say, okay, Steph is 33. When Steph now becomes older, slower, can't create the space he needs to create, and those CM shots and these wild shots that are dropping now starts to miss, he could literally go from top 5 NBA right now to like almost trash, like
He
literally
wouldn't.
almost trash.
He okay. So he could drop out of top five, right? And any given point, maybe after 36, 37. Like depends on his injury history. But I don't think he'll ever be trash just because he's still got that shot. His shot is what
Exactly.
superstars develop. when they get old.
Yes, but
Yep.
when they develop that coming off or something, like not just like how we say he comes off of screens. What can happen when, well, Draymond, wait, listen, this better be the last. Yeah, I see Draymond in a Golden State Warrior jersey. Like, come on now. You ride the train too long. We let you get a second lap. Come off the bus, man. Come off the bus, bro.
Hey, but you know what I saw? I saw they say if they don't pay Draymond, if Draymond ain't satisfied with what they're offering him, you know the two teams you're looking at, the Trailblazers and the Lakers.
No, 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 no.
I can believe that.
So you got
I can believe that.
you stayed there asking for him to leave.
He'll ever be LeBron. He'll ever be
Yeah, him and
LeBron.
LeBron is good friends. So you
Yeah.
stayed there asking for him to leave.
But
And
but
and
on
and
that
and uh and Tingham won him. What do you mean? Uh
damn,
damn, so he
yeah,
would love to play trade.
damn
Yeah,
need
well,
Jesus
let
right
him
now.
go to Dame and let him ruin Dame career.
Damn
But
No, but
need Jesus.
you stay asking him to leave and see what
Uh
happened.
but on
He
that
did what
Curry
you asking
point,
for.
the thing with Steph is we have to look at Steph too as what he is holistically, right? Because everybody says I hear a lot of people when they come to me with, "Oh, Steph is just a shooter," and I have to tell them he ain't just a shooter. He's the greatest shooter of all time. That's just what you know him as. You know him as the greatest shooter of all time. So you sort of try to minimize him to just a shooter. What makes Steph top five is he has the threat of that shot and he can get it off in different ways because he can create separation, because he's a very good finisher at the rim, because he has a floater mid range game. So as he gets older, it will become harder for him to create separation. So he won't be able to create as much separation, get as much easy looks. I think we started to see little flashes of that now. It's a little harder for him sometimes to create certain looks, but he still has get them off. But as he gets older, that would become harder. But then he could always rely, like you say, Grillen, on that shot, right? So now he can't be the main player no more. So when you see him at 36, he'll now need to play with someone who could sort of suck in the defense
Hmm.
and make the game easier for him. You
I
know what I
think
mean?
I think his transition, let's call it a transition because superstars transition into after prime, style of play. I think his transition will be more of a playmaker than a scorer. Right now, he allows other people to play make for him because it's easier for him to get a shot off. But his shot is so dangerous that they have to respect it. And once people respecting their shot as much as they respect his, it's going to be easy to get past people or easy to get looks for other people. He's still going to have to be double teamed. Coming off of the screen, you still going to have to, the person who gets screen still got to come to him, and the next man still got to come to him for him not to get that shot off. And it's going to be an easy drop off. So he could play make more than the regular point guards who can't shoot as good. So I think maybe he would be more of a playmaker in his older years than a scorer. He ain't gonna be running off a bunch of off-board screens no more.
Yeah.
But he can
keep
handle the
in
ball.
mind, being a good playmaker also determines on guys making buckets. This
Yeah,
game has always been about buckets. You could make the greatest pass of all time and whip this ball down
yeah,
court
but
between three fellas' leg, and that boy could catch that and take a nice two step. If that ball bounces off that back glass, no one is going to remember the pass you make.
yeah. I'm saying South could be in a championship at age 38. But I'm just saying, like, he could still survive in
He
the league.
he won't be there. He won't be there unless he plays with a player better than him.
And I don't see the
Like
Warriors scared him. Well,
At
I
that
don't
yeah,
point,
know.
like right now, can Steph still win a championship as the best player on the team? I say yes.
yeah,
But
right
Clay
now,
has to
yeah.
be Clay. Clay has to be Clay, right? So and he only got a few more years left for that. I'll be honest. I'm a Steph fan. Steph only got a few more years left for that. Steph got
Really,
maybe the
he got
next
maybe
two
next
years
season.
probably,
I game
right?
till the end of next season.
So age is creeping up. And see, that's why it's kind of these conversations with too much people because people don't really understand how this stuff works. They ain't been watching basketball long enough. Age creeps up on everybody, boy.
Hmm.
What's Steph doing at his age, even now? The nigga just had 50 last night. Most 33-year-olds don't be dropping no 50.
Of course not.
So the cliff coming,
Yeah.
right? And it's the same thing we say about LeBron. And go back to X Factor's point about picking LeBron in fantasy. Anybody who picked LeBron in fantasy retarded at
Yeah,
one.
they don't. They
You ain't.
Unless that's all that left in the first round.
But I say at the as the first pick, if you picking
Oh no,
him,
at the first pick, well, you was a
you got to be
man
retarded.
lover if you pick LeBron first
you
You
pick.
got
don't
to be
watch
retarded.
basketball if you pick LeBron
Yeah,
first.
you don't have no sense if you pick him as the first pick because age creeps up and it will hit everybody. It hits certain people different, but you gotta appreciate the stars as they get older. People want to Steph older than flipping Westbrook, and Westbrook look like he belong in
Oh
Afghanistan,
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
Afghanistan league.
he look like he lose it. But I ain't like I don't know what's
You
going on.
understand?
But
He,
honestly, anyway, we can get there. I just didn't
this
expect it
the
to look so bad.
foolishness. This the
Anyway,
Let's
foolishness
get
with
that
these
knock. Let's get that
guys.
knock. Slim
let's go
Ray
there
J.
now.
No man,
Slim Ray
no.
J.
But
Let's get your knock.
I did not expect Westbrook to look this bad. I know it wasn't gonna be a fit. We all knew that. But bro, this dude single-handedly sabotaging the Lakers, bro.
I had to offer some Westbrook some solace to Lakers fans, right? Because y'all know I love to slander Russ. Right, Russ had a triple double, right?
I gotta get this hate out your lot, boy.
For all y'all who's follow plus minus, for all y'all who's follow plus minus, Russ had a triple double and was a minus 20 in the game last night. A minus 20. You know how hard it is to be a minus 20 with a triple double?
Bro.
Rondo had 0 points. I was a plus 20 just because he
Honestly
just
though,
needed as to be on the court and don't mess nothing up.
but honestly though, it wouldn't have been so bad if the Lakers didn't have a sensible playmaker on the team. If it was just Russ and what the guy named from the Heat, I mean, who got
None.
traded there? None. If it was just Russ and none, then they'd be like, yeah, obviously you gotta start Russ. But bro, every time Rondo goes on the floor, the team gets 20 times better. You watch that game, like,
Yeah,
Rondo brought them back in the game without scoring,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then
But I
Russ
think
come on the court and
But don't forget what I told you. It's an easy fix. The problem with Vogel is because Russ just reached there. I guess he doesn't want to rub skin, but you don't have to bench Russ and start Rondo. All you do is you start all them together, but you switch your rotation quick. What you do is you start all them together, and because LeBron them older, from how much minutes in the quarter? 12? From you see
ball
the
them off
8 minute
first,
mark, LeBron,
ball them
hey,
off. Hmm.
come on. You let Westbrook and AD run the floor. Then when you see AD, because you know he's glass bottle, when you see AD get too much, you say, okay, cool. You hold your head on the side, you and LeBron, rest your legs, rest your thing. Let Russ go crazy with them fellas. He
But
looks better with the second team. Then, when you get into the end of the first quarter, to close out the first quarter and close out the second quarter, then you say, okay, Rondo, my lineup will now be Rondo, whoever is a good shooter, hot at that time.
so what's the
Whoever's hot at that time, then you got
yo, you
LeBron,
no,
AD, and Dwight Howard.
I feel like you simplifying it. I watched Russ. LeBron wasn't in the game last night. I watched Russ with AD, and he was trying. It ain't like Russ have a bad mentality. He was legit trying to get AD the ball, and he just keep turning it over, bro. Like
But
that just ain't him. Like
But
he
to
why
Russ
you trying?
defense,
Like that's I
to Russ
watching it. And
defense,
like why he's trying so hard?
yeah,
Like people
to
understand that that's what you're trying to do now.
yeah.
Why don't he
But to
just be
Russ
Russ?
defense, I watched that game last night, break to Russ defense, but he trying hard. But you like all this play sports, but you could see when someone trying, but it just ain't working. He ain't really playing with no freedom. It's almost like he playing with cuffs on the arm. Like he
right,
trying to make the right play almost every time on the floor. Like couple of players, I watched this nigga come on the court dribbling. I like, but this play like he can't even dribble. Like he's trying to set up some offense or something like that. He wasn't playing like himself. And he driving the paint, and as soon as he driving the paint, he automatically looking for a pass because he don't want to force up no dumb shot. And it's like, boy, the Lakers have to find a balance. Because obviously they have to let him be himself, but this being himself is probably not the best fit for this Lakers team. And I
no,
guess
it
that's
ain't.
that's the problem right there.
Uh,
Um,
and I watch him. I think he passed about 80 and 80 drive in and kick it back to him, and he had a nice mid range right from the free throw, and he paused. What's he for like 4 seconds, bro, and then shoot it, and it hit the front of the iron and gone straight down. It's like, bro,
He thinking, he overthinking.
he overthinking it now. He hesitating
Yeah.
on his shot because everybody's talking about, he ain't hitting. And then
And he on la-
when he does take a shot, when he does take a heat check, is during the worst time of the game. Bro, this ain't it, fam, right? And we knew
yeah.
this. And I thought it would have been happier talking about it, but it's just sad, because dude is a good player, and it's just
That's what
making
But
I'm
him.
that
saying. Like
that was sad watching that last night.
the
That was
reason why I
sad
don't
watching that
run
last
on
night.
with with Russell Wilson, I mean Russell Westbrook, is because, boy, at the end of the day, I can't. Who you can fit there with him? All these guys, Slimmy naming, Russell will kill with his eyes closed. Like, I ain't even running on with Slimmy because, like, it ain't even close. Like, Russell will kill these guys easily. So it's like, yeah, with this team he in a fit, right? But honestly and truly, if we trade Russell Westbrook right now, who we get? Ben Simmons. So you
Yeah,
fix
yeah.
in a 6'1", 6'3" can't shoot guy with a 6'10" can't shoot guy. That don't
They
make
could trade.
sense.
They could trade Russ for some shooters, man. For a
Ooh,
shooter.
ooh.
Yeah, but we
That
just
chance to get
asked him
that
who.
that door to get Buddy then close, boy.
Yeah, no, they can't get
Close.
Buddy. No,
I
I
don't think
mean,
that
not
door for Buddy
they could
close.
get Buddy, but not for West, not for Westbrook.
Wait, they gotta give him LeBron right now if they want to get Buddy. You know what that's taking no one else on that team. Who they get take? Baseball?
Uh, but I always just wonder where Westbrook could get even. Where does he even fit? I think we posed this question a few weeks back. Like, where does he even fit? Every team we go to, I heard myself saying, "Darn if it fit." So the
I thought he'd
question
have
is,
been a
bro,
good fit on the Clippers. I honestly thought he'd have been a good fit on the Clippers. A
But
decent
it's
fit.
hard to find five good players, five good point guards better than Westbrook right now. If you take Steph and Damian Lillard out of the equation right now,
better. But when you say better, what you mean?
like
Better
when I
at
say better,
playmaking?
like playing right now, like in the league right now,
Better at
and
what?
Lillard right now ain't really playing too fancy himself. Y'all want to get on Russ? I
No,
don't see
but see,
Lillard
it's a
doing
difference
nothing with
because
sense right now.
it's one thing to talk about stats. It's the next thing when the person is sabotaging the team, bro. The game before
But
last, Westbrook made 4 consecutive decisions to cost him the game. The last 3-pointer to tie the game, he shouldn't have been taken when you have 80 and Melo on the floor. The
y'all say him
turnover.
sabotage because y'all have this high expectations, you know. The Lakers right
Lakers is the
now,
favorites. What you
Niggas
mean?
better
Like,
have high expectations.
there's
He was trying to
there's
win a
no
championship.
they's
there's
the
no favorite.
favorites. What you mean?
How you get the favorite?
No, but they
Lakers is
better
the
have high
favorites when
expectations. Though. They try to win a championship.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Lakers, we all know this team only got to make the playoffs. Think
but
about it.
okay.
If this play team make the playoff, any team they play can be scared,
They have to put they
regardless.
have yeah, but not when Westbrook on the floor. They ain't gonna be scared when he on the floor.
You think so? I
But
want y'all to keep the same energy for the
they
second half of the
they
season, you
took
know.
they took Westbrook off. They put Rondo on, and the Lakers looked like a championship team, bro. Tell me that.
No problem, bro.
They didn't
That
look like a
means the
championship
formula
team.
there, you know. That's all I mean. The formula there.
You just gotta get rid of one person and
Okay,
add a few pieces.
you can say that now. I've been telling fellas I is one of the most patient, even though I very passionate. I is one of the most patient sport fans. I watch. Who was there? No, none of y'all. Oh, Pun maybe was there that night. I watch. He could tell you. I watched the Patriots come back 28-3, and I sit down with my leg crossed, and I tell fellas, by Brady can win this game. No one believed me. Fellas dancing around, whatever. Same thing with the Lakers. I say, wait, listen, you can't scare me in September, October, November. You can't scare me even in January or whatever. Until I see trash going on February, March, April, May, I don't have no worries right now. It's no need for me to be stressing over the Lakers
Listen to
in
me. Oh,
November.
okay, but all we saying is April, May, it could be too late because the trade deadline in February. That's all I'm saying to you. So you can be patient now,
You really
but
think you want trade Westbrook by
like he
February, bro?
can't stay that way. You
First of all,
can.
we done try to figure out who we can find to replace Westbrook.
Yeah, but you got the greatest GM of all time on your team. Make it happen.
Who's the greatest GM of all time?
LeBron. Make
See,
it happen.
that's-
LeBron has been known. LeBron has traded the entire teams at the
the
trade
greatest
deadline,
GM of
bro.
all time. Bring all these man together to only win 4 championships out of 20.
Yeah, it happens. GMs
Oh,
ain't
okay.
GMs ain't their success don't directly result in championships sometimes. But you get my point. My point is Westbrook don't fit that, bro. And I'm okay. Maybe it's 10 games, but these are the worst 10 games I ever see Lakers play in my life.
Oh,
And
well, obviously, that means you just been watching the Lakers, bro. You
I ain't talking.
obviously just
I ain't
watched the
talking about since
Lakers.
LeBron went there. I ain't talking about.
What? You watched that for a season? When we had Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and no
It
one
was
was
not
fitting
this one.
together, and
So
Kyle Kuzma and how stink we look coming out the gate? It ain't cool.
so okay. So
If it's
okay.
one thing you ain't gonna tell me, but it's the Lakers.
Let's just make some statements right now on air. So you saying you prefer Westbrook to stay for the remainder of the season?
Yes.
Okay. And
I
you
mean,
prefer him as and you prefer him to start.
you have another choice. You have to start him.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Can't
You
bring up the
prefer
bench.
him to play majority of the minutes at the point guard. Because I mean,
What
if
other
you keeping
position
him,
he
but he
play?
only playing, if you no, I'm saying like play Rondo more than Westbrook. But because if you keeping him, but he only playing 10 minutes, then that's still a winning formula to me. But if you playing Westbrook his normal minutes,
Man, big man, don't be putting all these variables
You
and
say,
crap in it.
okay.
You say
You
if
say play him
Westbrook on the
how much minutes
team,
played it?
do I believe the Lakers can be
then
a championship contender?
Them- you disrespectful. You disrespectful.
All I know is when they do turn this corner and they do figure this out, keep the same
Let me
energy.
just say this:
I'm
Westbrook
keeping
will
all
play
the
better.
receipts.
Westbrook will play better. So let me just start off with that. He will play better. So don't think that he just played this for the rest of the season. He will play better. The overall question I always said was, is he going to help them win a championship? And let me just say this: the Lakers have more problems than Westbrook. And Westbrook ain't the only problem. They have injury issues. Their team as a whole, they have some weird pieces. DeAndre Jordan, I still don't understand that piece. Uh, Base Modem, Malik Monk, still don't really understand all of it, right? So they have more problems than just Russ. So it's can Russ help them win a championship? I still say no, but he can play better though. He can end up playing better than this. What y'all think about LeBron injuries though? Y'all think that Father Time starting to catch up with him?
I think
No.
so. I think so, and I think he is so not used to injuries that it takes him longer to recover, and not just the injury. I just mean mentally.
I mean, we always know he's soft. Man. That's why we
If
did.
the injury would take someone 5 days to recover, LeBron's like, nah, okay, give me like 8 9 days.
Yeah, we know he's soft.
Give me 2 weeks. Give me
Like
2 weeks.
we always know he's soft. That's why the injury thing. Even though the only reason like I really never brought it up is because I don't like to wish injury on people. But to be honest, from the way he plays all the time, I always told fellas, by the day you see LeBron body start breaking down on him, he done because he just soft, like he's soft. And I never say, oh well, listen, LeBron go there, this and that. But we saw from last year, high ankle sprain. Now, I mean, but listen, I ain't saying it wasn't a bad sprain, but my God, the man almost missed 3 months. He almost, by the Lakers dropped from us, he's second place to seventh place. We almost missed the playoffs because this boy wouldn't come back and play. Like literally, dog would not come back. So it's like, boy, now he have a little touch of something, and he out again. I'd be like, bro. And to be honest, none of these are really career ending or career threatening injuries. These are like ankle sprains, little hamstring, little tweaks and twists and whatever. But I just be like, bro, like I say, not to speak it, but what happens if something really does hit him like that? And at this point, it's better you get that early in your career and then be used to it by now than to hit these stuff at year 17, year 18, when you can be, what, 36, 37. Boy, I know. And I
He
feel
body
like
starting to break down.
that's why they got someone like Westbrook. And that's why I feel in his mind they got someone like Westbrook because Westbrook can take that toll. If LeBron misses 20, 30 games a season, Westbrook ain't gonna come in there and win 28 out of 30. But Westbrook ain't gonna let you drop from second place to seventh place. Like, we just watched this man. Last year, y'all was saying, oh, Washington was one of the worst teams in the league. Around the same time, look back at the standings of Washington before January. Oh, Washington is garbage. What they signed Westbrook for? Oh, Washington stupid. Washington ain't make no sense. This and that. By the end of the year, Westbrook had Washington in the playoffs, bro. Everybody start, oh, he turned around this team. Oh, he making these young guys look better. Oh, this, that, and the next. I was like, wait, y'all gotta stop.
No,
Y'all
but
really gotta stop.
that's why I say he will play better because I know from Westbrook history, especially with a new team, he could take a little while. You look, go back and look at Houston. He took a little while to get used to Houston. Go back and look at Washington. Same thing. Took a little while to get used to Washington. But this Lakers team, it could take him a little while again. I think it could take him a longer while because him and LeBron ain't no good fit at all. But he will play better. Like I say, I watched that game last night. That was not a confident player. That was not a player that was
No, he
uh,
definitely ain't confident yet.
sure what he wanted to do. And once he starts becoming more confident, yeah, he'll play better. He'll play better. Ain't no question about that. The thing is, again, we say, wait, how much does it contribute to them winning the championship? That much is what I question. And Slimmy, like the Slimmy point, they wasting Melo. Melo playing shoots.
They
One of the
what?
best, one of the best stretches in Melo career right now.
Stop it.
Melo
Stop it.
playing inspired
Please stop.
basketball.
See, that's the problem.
Melo look like he back in New York.
Y'all getting like these young fellas out here talking a bunch of crap, like they ain't never watch basketball. Listen, New York, Melo was garbage by the time he reached New York.
Of course,
Melo
of
was
course,
so nice in Denver.
of
People
course,
forget how the level Melo was on in that stretch between 2007 to 2010. Melo was on a sick quest. Melo was always to me, even in year one. Melo was better than LeBron in year one. Should have won Rookie of the Year.
he should have won Rookie of the Year one. He should have won
And
Rookie of the Year one.
every time from all the Melo Denver days, go back and look at the stats. Before he went to New York and LeBron went to join his super team, when you see Denver meet Cleveland, Melo used to top that. Melo used to wine and dine and that. Like Melo used to come to likes to kill LeBron. So it's like this ain't nothing new. I was always a Melo fan. I used to wear Melo tennis, Melo jersey, Melo pants. I was always a Melo fan until he got to New York. But
You miss out some good years. Miss out
of
some good
course not.
years in Melo, New York.
He had one good year. But my thing is, I've
He had
always watched
multiple good
Melo.
years in New York.
Uh, he was always an offensive juggernaut. Defensively, he ain't really all there. But that ain't his job. His job is be an all around scorer. That man has inside, outside, mid range, free throw. Is very limited handle. Like he has very limited weaknesses when it comes to the offensive end of the ball.
Um, Melo don't have no weaknesses on offense. I think the biggest thing what we notice, and you gotta give Melo credit for.
Melo weakness on offense is IQ. Melo don't pass the ball.
I wouldn't even say IQ. I just say he just don't have a willingness to pass the ball.
Yeah, his
Um,
shot IQ is too high
yeah,
and his passing IQ is too low.
yeah. Like I remember this story what Shumpert was telling when Shumpert was in New York. It's still hilarious to me. This is the difference between Melo and LeBron. Overall in their careers. Uh, Melo say Shumpert say he was in the corner. Melo was on a post up, and Melo was about to take a fadeaway jump shot. He said Melo take a fadeaway jump shot. Two niggas was on him. Melo shoot the shot. Shumpert was screaming, "I open, I open, I open," or whatever. And Melo still take the shot. And then
Okay.
Shumpert go on a timeout and start cursing dog and say, "Boy, I was open. I was screaming at you, telling you I was open. Why you ain't pass me the ball?" And Melo was like, "Boy, Shump, I saw you, right?" And then Shump was like, "What you mean I saw you? You was still didn't pass the ball." He said, "Yeah, I saw you, but you have to understand, I can make that shot.
Exactly.
I practiced that." So then Shump would say, when he hear that, he was like, "Why can't we get mad at this play?" Because
Exactly.
he lied to me and tell me he ain't see me. He tell me he see me,
Exactly.
but
Melo has always
this
been a
is what he
real
say he
nigga.
make.
But that goes
That is
back to
right.
the picture I sent y'all earlier. Like, you don't think Jordan saw Pippen over there standing up wide open on the 3 point line?
No, I think he saw.
But you could
I do
talk. But
not think Jordan don't never make
listen,
a half of the
Jordan
passes.
drove that way, you know. Jordan pushed him and slide back this way. Jordan actually drove into Pippen and was starting to stop because Pippen was getting in his way. But he
Bing, that's
saw
all.
Pippen the
He's,
whole time.
all he saw was that rim. You
Granted,
see a body getting in the
granted,
way.
like I say, what's the higher
Not
percentage
every
shot?
pass is always the best play, but I keep telling fellas that I hate when
What's
people
what's
say,
the highest percentage
"Oh,
shot?
the pass to the open man is always the best play." That's
No,
garbage
it's
to me,
not.
bro.
It's not always the best play. No, it's not.
No, but
It's not always the
what's the
best
highest
play.
percentage shot? A Jordan mid range or a Pippen 3 pointer? What's the higher percentage shot?
Jordan mid range.
This boy say Pepper would have step in
At,
and
at the
bike.
right place.
This boy say bike.
No, I agree.
No.
A Jordan mid range is, and that was always my defense for Kobe. A Kobe fadeaway over two people is better than a Derek Fisher three. Shoot that, bro. Hog that. And that was always my defense for Kobe. So I'm not one to say the open pass
I
is
wouldn't say Derek
always
Fisher open
But
3 pointer.
what
Derek
made
Fisher
Derek
is
Fisher
dead.
Maybe a
great
smush pocket 3 pointer.
was that he
Maybe a smush
always
pocket
was
three
ready
pointer.
for that shot though. Derek Fisher was never a high volume 3 pointer, but the time when Kobe
Derek Fisher is
actually
never high
does
volume
pass it
nothing.
out to him, he is be ready. Instead of Shumpert
Hey,
whining and complaining to get the ball and probably hit the side of the backboard, all he had to do was say, "By next time, if you need me, I can be right
hey,
there again." That's all
no,
he had to
better
say.
tell dog. He see him though. Like I say, very
It's,
see him though.
But I think there's a middle ground here because I feel like you all feel like once you is a shot maker, your shot is always the better shot, and that's
And
not
I
true.
just gonna say that because you know what Melo probably thinking, but ain't nothing is bug me more because I ain't gonna lie. As a person, I almost like a Melo. I can take the shot, but my thing is, ain't nothing is bug you better than when you in that groove, right? And you like he say, I practice this. I can do my little fadeaway, and this boy over here freaking clapping for this ball. He wide open, you know. And all I say in this boy, are you ready to bust my move? But anyway, Sands in the corner, yeah, get Sands the ball. He shoot, you turn around, book it on bomb. I be like, hold on now.
Splash, splash
You
down.
know, I might as well just shoot that. But it's like, but scorers hate when they know they in their groove or they know they this their shot and they pass it up for the better play and you don't finish. It's only the better play when that ball go in there. Now, if I pass that in the corner and you hit that tree, we can celebrate all that in the court. But boy, if that ball miss, you might as well put your hand in your pockets the rest of the game.
See, it's a difference if you passing it to Andre Robertson versus you passing it to
The
uh,
shampoo.
Joe Harris or something like that.
But
You see what I'm
shampoo,
saying?
knocked out. Boy. I watch shampoo.
Okay, so here's my question: if that was Steve Kerr where Scottie Pippen was, you think Jordan was passing that? Granted, just for the game, you think Jordan was passing
Oh
that?
boy, you like it
Just
easily.
for the
You think
series, just for the game, just for the series. You
cousin
think Jordan?
Jordan already drove on a
No,
play and
Jordan wasn't
passed
passing that.
out to
Nor
Paxson
nor
before
should
for
he
a
be
game,
passing
you
that.
know?
Yes, and Pippen and Curry passed to Pippen. He
Yeah.
passed to Curry for a game winner too.
Listen, but why
So
pass
how
it to
is
you for
that
three if we needed
a
two?
question?
Hmm? But
Why passing it to you for three if we needed two? Eyes short, right? I have a I have a 50-something% chance of making this shot, right? If a high 50-something
contested
percent
mid
We're
chance.
the
range, fifty
lucky on
percent.
him. with a
Yeah.
locky on him. He been killing this
Contested
boy
mid
all
range
game.
So then why
in
did
my
Jordan
sweet
pass
spot
that ball to Kerr before?
That was a design
because
play.
he's getting double.
They
That
said
was
that.
not a design.
They said that you watched the
He's
last
getting double.
dance.
I don't watch.
You
No, I
watched the
didn't watch.
last dance when Jordan
I
said the ball is coming to you. They will crash on me. Jordan said it. He said it
On
in the
top of that,
huddle.
context not good. And don't forget, context. Pippen had a bad back that game.
yeah.
Pippen dunked once in the first quarter, and he
Pippin.
scored no more for the rest of the game. I think
You look at the stat line for that game. Go look at the
he just
stat
is
line
never
for the
pretty.
game.
This is
I think
yeah.
I giving Pippin that 3-pointer.
No,
Yeah,
but
he just is never
like I
pretty.
say, I'm defending Jordan. I'm not defending
Hey,
Pippen.
man,
Like
give that to
I agree,
Rodman.
Jordan should have taken that shot. But I'm saying let's not make it seem like Jordan don't ever give up the shot for a better shot because he does. Same
Yeah,
thing
but
with
that was a specific play
Speaking of,
talking about a specific game at a specific time.
being ridiculous.
speaking of Jordan and Pippen though, y'all see the stuff with Pippen coming out with now.
Yeah, I
Pippen come out
100%.
today.
I 100% with Pippen.
Pippen come out
100%.
today and say. Pippen come out today and say people forget I play with a bad back. They talk about the flu game.
Yeah.
What you think worse, a hernia or a flu?
Hold on now. But what did he do with the bad back? And what did Jordan do with the flu?
They talking about his willingness to play because remember Jordan.
You mean the guy who sit out half of the season?
Yeah, because they didn't pay him. Jordan's getting paid, but Jordan worrying about for.
Man, big man, you sign your contract, you know. This is what I always tell fellas. Even when I work, fellas be like, boy, they be trying to kill, boy. They ain't handcuff you and bring you to work, you know. You
No,
come
see-
here and ask
see-
these people to work for them, boy.
This a double standard. You can't never say nothing
That's
bad
the
about
contract
Jordan.
Pippen signed, bro.
You can't never say nothing bad about Jordan because people gonna attack you. Pippen not just saying, okay, bro, listen. I get swing.
Pippen.
No, I just mean
That's what
people in
Pippen was
general.
doing.
So Pippen saying, bro, I get swing. I fighting for my money. I ain't playing. Jordan saying, oh, you selfish. You just nah, you gotta play, and everybody going with Jordan. Yeah, he's selfish. Why would he do that and not play and not win a championship with us? Pippen's all right, whatever, Jordan. I can play.
That's what
Now Pippen saying, but y'all swing me the whole time when I was in the Bulls. That Jordan can say, oh well, you get swing. Why you let them niggas swing you? Well, when I was trying to make a stand, you tell me I was
make a stand after you sign your contract. Come on,
watch
right
it.
away. That's one thing I don't.
What you have to say is, you ain't have to listen to me. Use mine.
That's basically
You
what he
man,
say.
you should listen to me for.
That's basically what people saying now. When people was trying to make a stand, they telling him he's a punk. But nah, yeah, it's gonna bite. They saying, but why you don't make a stand? Well,
Yeah, because
This is why you can't mind niggas. That's why you have to have a mind.
Niggas like Slim them. They do
Yeah,
Pippen
you have to
bad,
have a mind of your own, right?
Wait,
If you know you want
you
a certain
making it
amount of
seem
money.
like it's Jordan fault that he ain't get paid.
No, it ain't Jordan fault. But we just talking about Pippen's image. So when, why do you think Pippen's so mad right now? Because of the way he was painted in the last dance. Jordan make it seem like Pippen was selfish for not wanting to play when he was just trying to sign up for his contract.
Jordan painted everybody who wasn't Jordan in a negative light. Every person who wasn't Jordan was painted.
And that's just typical of Jordan. That's just typical of Jordan.
So Pippen should already know that, like.
Yeah,
that don't make it okay. Hold on.
What you mean?
That don't make it okay. But
my thing is, it doesn't make it okay. But at the end of the day, Jordan always has the numbers on his side, bro. In the 1990s, Jordan played 6 seasons. Pippen played 9. In 6 seasons, Jordan wins 6 championships. In 9 seasons, Pippen wins 6 championships with Jordan. With them 3 years when he didn't have Jordan, man couldn't do nothing. My thing is, that year
they were still a pretty good team. But
yeah, but he had no pretty good team. No one barely remember second place.
Okay, yeah, but Jordan even without Pippen even without Jordan. What's your argument?
At the end of the day, you can't cry for a contract that you sign. That's my point. You can't say you get swing after you see other fellas make their money. You know why you feel you get swing? No. Because when you sit down in that room and they offer you that contract, why you don't make a stand then? You know, Pippen probably signed that contract and probably celebrated that night, called up his family, gone out to dinner, saying, "Wait, listen, we signed for 7 years, we lock in, I could be an NBA player." Then he see Jordan say, but I ain't playing for less than 30 mil a year. What? Y'all had 30 mil to give someone? I didn't know y'all had 30 mil. Pippen signed for 30 mil for 7 years.
So So you go when you do. So no, but there's a solution. There's you go when you do what you need to do to renegotiate the contract, or at least to
No, no,
show
no,
that
it
you
don't work like that,
yes,
bro.
or at least to show that
No,
you are displeased with
no,
your
because
contract.
how?
The,
Why are you displeased at something
okay,
that you mutually agreed on? They didn't
the
force
point,
you into this contract.
yeah, but
People got to
there's
stop
the
having that
economics of
mentality, bro.
information. Pippen, there's a lot of things people didn't know
But
at the
who
time. He
failed?
didn't
That's your
know.
agent that failed you, bro. It's
Okay,
not the
but my
team
point
fault
is,
and it's not Jordan fault. That's your
we ain't,
agent.
we ain't talking about the team. We ain't even talking about his signing of his contract. We talking about the way he was portrayed, which is why he's so angry. He ain't angry about the contract right now.
He angry about the contract.
No, he's
Trust
angry
me.
about the way
If
Jordan
Pippen was
portrayed
making
him.
20 million
He
and
mostly
they
angry
still
about how he
portrayed him the
portrayed.
same way, he wouldn't have been this mad.
He's
He would say,
angry at the
wait,
way
well, I
Jordan
get paid.
portrayed him
Yeah.
in the last dance. Jordan made it seem like he was a
Jordan portrayed
sellout.
him as a dude who want a sellout, or dude who want to quit, a crybaby, all that type of stuff. That's how he
Right.
portrayed essentially. You say,
And,
and that's what he really mad for. But I mean,
and you don't
I
think he should be
mean,
mad
his
for that?
stuff did happen. Though.
no.
His stuff did happen.
You know why? You know why Jordan did portray him like that? Because don't forget, 1998 was Jordan last dance. It
Hmm.
wasn't Pippen on. All Jordan was trying, if you really listen to the document, all Jordan was trying to say is, but listen, we already agreed that we going after this again. This is our championship run. We have a window. Just like I tell you all in sports, you have a window. Even Jordan, the greatest of all time, still
Yeah,
realized that he had a
really have a
window.
window.
And all
Hmm.
he's trying to tell Pippen is, boy, if you want to kick up your fuss in the off season. Kick up your fuss when you need to kick up your fuss.
When they
As
don't need
far
us
as
no more.
Jordan concerned, Jordan no,
It's
but I
all
don't
about
want to
him.
play after this year.
It's all
Pippen
about
played
him.
until probably 2003.
So
So
what Jordan?
all Jordan
So
says, but you got plenty years to sign a different contract. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
so what
But
Jordan
while you
saying
here,
is
you
right.
gonna play.
So what Jordan saying is, bro, Pippen, it's about me. I ain't playing my last game, my last season, and I'm worrying about you after I leave. Then you kick
And,
up your fuss.
and I
Right
can't
now,
blame
don't
him for
mess
that.
up my vibe.
I
That's what
can't
Jordan
blame
said.
him for that.
What?
I
You
can't.
have
It's
a
about winning at
serious,
the end of the day.
It's
you have a
both
It's
serious
about
winners.
winning
Jordan
at the end
But
of the
bias.
day.
why
No,
people
it's not.
believe it's always about, but
Every
your
man gotta
job
look out for
is
himself.
exactly,
It ain't
your
about
job
winning.
is to take care of you first. And
And
if
Pippen
it
was
Right.
trying.
means
Pippen was
that
trying to take care
Pippen,
of him.
no, we don't want about Pippen. We talking about from Jordan's standpoint. Jordan's standpoint is Jordan first.
So
So
Jordan
all
swing
he's
him.
saying is, in order for me to win, I need Pippen to be playing defense.
Right.
I need Rodman to be feeling fellas up under the rim. I need my point guard to hit shots. I need my
Right.
center to come on the court and make up five.
Right.
Right.
Um,
So Pippen basically said, okay, you know what? You know what, MJ? I can do it for you. Yeah, you don't lie. And then
No, but
years later, you come out, bring up a last dance, and talk with me dead bad, and talk about how I sell out after I sacrifice to make sure you
yeah,
get
but
your Come on, man.
that's why you
I
can't
mean,
mind
he
it.
have
No, but
all
no,
the
but
rights to be mad, but
no,
no,
but you
no, no,
forgetting
but
the
Grant,
whole
understand
thing.
this,
It was unnecessary. That's why Jordan ran hard on him.
unnecessary.
This this why I push
Pippen
back
was
on you,
supposed
Grant.
to send that. Pippen was supposed to get surgery from the off season. Pippen chose not to get surgery,
That was a
and
part of his
then you go wait
protest.
till season start to say you need surgery.
That was a
Like
part of
my,
his protest.
but
That was intentional.
but that makes sense. All that's showing me is this agent that Pippen had was one of the stupidest agents of all time.
If you
You
just
feel like the way the protest is to hinder yourself. This your foot now. This ain't the team foot. This ain't Jordan foot. You ain't want to get yourself healthy to prove a point to team.
proving what point to play for a team that didn't pay me? Why?
Bro, what you mean we ain't pay you? You sit down and happily sign this contract.
No, like all I'm
But
saying is
y'all
like
are being chance,
we
man.
just say
I
every
keep
man
telling
gotta look out
fellas,
for himself.
bro,
Pippen
let me show you
didn't
something.
like the
If
contract, so he was protesting, and
no, but
Jordan.
see, you can't do that afterwards. That's niggly. We gotta come with that mentality. We have okay.
That's
Look at this show right now. If you sign on this show, right, and I say, "But Galen, every show we get, and give you $50." You ain't know how much sounds make it, but you say, "Wait, it's $50." But I only gotta come on the show for 1 hour or two. But that's
Mhm.
straight, dog. Come to find out, sounds making 500.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, you want to come
I
give me
upset.
attitude and you want to come be bitching around. I be like, bro, you was happy. You say pay $50
Yeah,
was straight.
that's
Now
how
all of a
life works.
sudden, you
I
minding
didn't know.
sides because sides sitting
I
in the
didn't
corner.
know. I didn't know
just
the
shaking
market
the
rate.
head. You know, he getting that fine. What it?
I didn't know the
Nah,
market
you
rate. So
mad at
now I want
me?
to negotiate. Now I want to
No,
That in
renegotiate.
your business though.
And you
that ain't
telling
your
me,
That,
business.
right?
that in your
But here's
business.
the thing. No, but put yourself in his shoes. Don't think about it from a business standpoint. You want the owner. Put yourself in Pippa's shoes. So now I want to renegotiate. You telling me go from
No,
around here.
you
I
know
said,
when
all
you
right.
renegotiate, there's
So
a
now,
point and period to renegotiate.
so watch this now. So you want the outside looking in. So now I want to renegotiate with you, right? You telling me no, bro. I say I coming late to every show. And now Hassan's telling me, but G, listen, just come to the show. It's our last show. Just do this one vibe, and then
Yeah,
you
boy.
could
Then
protest
you
and
can push
everything.
out, do whatever you
Don't worry
want.
about that. Don't worry about them, but just do this
For
vibe
me,
for me.
gotta get paid this year.
Because he won you
How?
$500, right? Because he won you $500.
I want 500. I want
So
me
he
500.
telling me, but just do the show. Don't worry about them. But, all right, so only because he's my boy, we could just go on this together. 20 years later, we talking about the show. Sans can say, oh yeah, this dude was selling out, trying to
Real
quit the
talk,
thing
boy.
like a
Graylin
pump.
hold us back, boy. We could get a
After
thousand
I
the next season.
Listen,
sacrificed,
If Graylin wasn't
listen,
friggin'
listen. No, Granted,
doing crap,
here's
we
why I
could
push
get a
back on you,
grand
bro.
the next season.
Granted, here's why I push back on you, right? Because was Jordan selfish? Yes, he was selfish. Was he a hole and a dick sometimes? He was, right? But here's the point you're missing, right? At the end of the day, it's a basketball team, right? What we here for? We here to win championships at the end of the day, right?
hmm,
So
And get
I
paid.
pushing and get paid. I pushing for us to win championships, right? You want a job, you pushing for your job to work. Yeah, at the end of the day, right? So yes, when I tell you to come back to work, it's benefiting me by helping me get another championship. But it's also
hmm,
benefiting you. You get another championship as well. Only me getting one. You getting one as well.
right.
So all of this, even though Jordan was selfish because basketball is a team sport, everybody is benefiting from winning championships. Everybody's name has now benefited. The opportunities that Pippen has gotten as a result of being a part
Real
of
talk.
the Chicago
Right.
Bulls championship
hmm.
team
The only reason
All
it's
this,
even a
I agree with all
storyline
this. I
is
agree with
yeah,
all
he
because
would
this.
he
never
was
have
on the
gotten.
Chicago Bulls playing with Jordan.
Yeah,
If Pippen was
Granted,
in
granted, if he'd have leave that, if he'd have just quit or didn't play that last season, he still would have been Hall of Famer. But I agree with everything you're saying so far. But my only
yeah.
thing is the
they should have
reason
traded him for T Mac when they could have.
that's that's fine, right? But even though Jordan was selfish for doing it, you understand why he did it.
Exactly.
Please explain to me why 20 years later Jordan would come out in a documentary and say Pippen was selfish, Pippen was trying to sell out. Like, why not paint him in a good light and say, you know what, didn't like what they did to him. He
Because
didn't
that
like his
wasn't the
contract.
ultimate goal, bro.
Because
The
at that
ultimate
time,
goal is
Pippen
the
was selfish.
championship. All Jordan say is,
This,
okay, you know what he should have specified for Grayling? He was saying that Pippen was selfish towards the ultimate team goal.
That's
You
exactly what
getting
he's
paid
saying.
don't have nothing to do with no other player. You ain't even supposed to know other people's salary. It's just that the media comes and blurt things out. Oh, he
mhm.
signed a $30 million contract. That ain't have nothing to do with you, bro.
Yeah.
All
Now,
he's
what I
saying
would say
is
is,
Pippen was selfish when it comes to the team. Now,
yeah,
if he was doing it for his personal gains, which he was, that's also selfish. You calling Jordan selfish, but isn't Pippen sitting out a personal issue? He did it
So,
for himself.
right, yes.
That's
No, but I
selfish
mean,
too.
right. So, but only Jordan could be selfish. Pippen eventually played, not only played on the contract he didn't like, but played injured.
He wasn't really injured. But my thing is, like I said,
because
you
And
saying
and my
negotiate,
point
right?
is, he made the sacrifice. He played on a contract he didn't like, and I would assume he played for Jordan because, and then he played injured, doing all the sacrifice. And at the end of the day, Jordan still say he was selfish. Shouldn't it have been? Pippen was very considerate. He
No.
sacrificed a lot
At
because he
that
didn't
point
like
in
his
time,
situation, but he played.
Pippen was
no,
selfish.
but listen,
So
but
he
at that
stated
point in
facts.
time, though,
He
he was
stated that
selfish
Pippen was
about
selfish at that
the
point in time.
ultimate goal of winning a
People gotta
championship.
stop
Now,
always trying to look at this overall optimistic view and like almost like when you go to funerals and they always try to say how great this person was and they don't want to tell you, hey, this person was a piece of work. And it's almost like, oh yeah, this person was so great and this and that. And then when you really remember, you be like, wait, how this dude dead again? Fellas come back because he do this, that, and the next. So why this posse here talking about this and that? It's almost like people always want to hear the good side of the story. My thing is that was a point in it. Jordan gave him a lot of props too. Jordan said at a certain point, Pippen came in and Pippen developed really fast and he became a good number two with him and they
So if
went
y'all
on
was
to do
Pippen, y'all
all
would
this
have feeling
stuff.
kind of way.
Pippen got to get away feelings, man. It's
If
20
y'all was Pippen,
years.
y'all wouldn't have
No,
feeling
no,
that.
no, no. Understand this. Understand this. I'll feel some type of way if I ask everybody not named Jordan inside the documentary. Everybody not named Jordan. I was supposed to have a wide, right? Everyone not named Jordan. But
But
we know what that documentary was about. That documentary was a Lotion Jordan documentary. We
exactly,
understand that. We understand I was just a lotion fest, right?
exactly.
But what I would say, like I say, is the part where Jordan left out again. He was right for saying Pippen was selfish in the in the context of trying to win a championship. The part he left out was just I was straight with my money. You wasn't straight. I was straight. You know what I mean? But you were selfish towards the goal to win a championship.
But yeah, and don't
But
forget, it's two different storylines, bro. Like the reason why Jordan was getting paid the way he's getting paid was because Jordan literally was the face of the NBA. At that point in time, they was on play. They was this close to changing the logo. That was the closest at any point in time they was
He
ever
made,
that close to
he made,
changing the logo.
and that's why he's got lotions on.
His
Like
shoe
he made it.
sales
He made the game global.
was number one. His jersey sales was number one. Jordan was international. Like, don't forget that dream team. Jordan went like wait, Jordan was on a far different level than Pippen. Not to say that Pippen wasn't a great
No,
player,
I'm sure
but
Pippen knew that too.
trust me, the way Jordan was at that point in time, especially when he came back. Don't forget he came back from baseball, then broke his leg, and then the next season they went and gone 72-10 and win MVP against fellas who was playing the whole time. Fellas was playing 94 and 95. Come into the year 96, and you let a fellow who's playing baseball for the past 2 years come in the league and win MVP? No, man. Hold on now.
I
Hold on.
don't think Pippen was saying, but give me Jordan contract. But we all know that he was undervalued. But I mean, if y'all say y'all wouldn't feel,
But he sold himself short and his agent sold him short. Don't forget, Pippen came from a D2 or D3 college, you know. Pippen was never even supposed to make it. Pippen came on
Pippen
that
got
team
drafted like fifth overall.
but
after
he had
he
a growth.
was
He come from like a D2 school and he had like a growth
So
spurt somewhere.
right. So I mean, my thing is,
Pippen wasn't even an offensive guy. They actually drafted Pippen to lock down and play defense. Pippen was
yeah,
never slated to be that type of guy. And that was a very weak draft, by the way. Um, so at the end of the day, boy, when his agent saw that 7 year deal to say, boy, you could actually stay in the league, coming from where Pippen came from, at that point in time, like I said, you can't be mad if at that point in time when you signed that contract, you was happy to sign that. They didn't force you into the corner and say, boy, we ain't have no salary cap or listen,
you
you
still. I
ain't
feel
this
like
and
you
that.
still. I feel like you're
Wait,
still speaking from a business perspective, from a CEO perspective versus from
Okay,
Pippen's perspective.
even if I was a even if okay, let me look at it from
you could
Pippen's
be mad,
perspective.
really. You could be mad, but you have to
But you
understand,
can't
bro.
be
The
mad
game
with
is
no
the
one else
game.
but yourself. You have to bring
No,
yourself first.
right. I don't think. I don't think he
You
was.
you
I
charge
don't.
you just charge it to the game. That's all you do. You just charge it to the game. So you
Right.
could be mad, but you gotta say the game is the game. I lose, I won.
But you
You know
know
what I
what?
mean?
I
I lose,
think.
I
I
won.
think. I think he accepted that when he came back to play. He accepted that he lost that one. It was when Jordan could paint him in that light he did in the documentary. He was like, "But hold on now, that's what we talking about." You know, we ain't talking about the contract. He already got over that.
But watch this. But you ain't
When
had to
last
go
you
through all that though. You ain't
but
had to go through all that. Is the point.
that's how happy he was to
You ain't,
set. But look at what
you ain't
Pippen
had to go through all
signed.
We
that.
ain't talking
You
about the
realize the
contract.
time when Pippen signed that he signed a 7 year. But fellas, now
Really.
with
Don't
all
sign
this money
7 years.
availknow don't sign seven
I
years
Really.
contract.
never.
If you
Since
This
I've
boy
know,
been playing, I
signed a
never
really,
ever
really,
7 years. Since I've been
7 year
watching.
really, the
contract.
man, the man
Jordan was signing
lose
1 year
out when he signed the
contracts.
contract. The man lose out when he signed the contract, right?
Right.
You like X Factor already said. He was happy when he signed it, right?
Hmm.
He's happy when he signed it, right? You
Going
figure out you was
crazy.
getting swing, cool, right? You ain't gotta carry on like that though. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait,
You was the one who
dog.
signed it.
Don't carry on dead bad. And you know,
You
like
was
I
the one who
say,
signed it.
we might not blame Pippen, right? But the ultimate fault for me lands on your agent. See all this economic thing you talking and all this stuff. This is what the agent's supposed to do.
Wait,
Pippen, when
wait,
Pippen
wait,
signed that, was a big
wait, wait,
contract.
wait.
Don't
Yeah,
forget,
but
even in the
it's
80s, but $1 million contracts wasn't a thing until Dr. J them started getting $8 million contracts just about 10 years before, you know. When Pippen signed that contract, that was a big thing. He didn't forecast though, because this lousy agent he had, that the TV deal was about to kick in. When that TV deal kick in, like the one we're about to kick in, I think next year, we're gonna take salaries into about 50 million a year now. But at that time, he didn't. If he didn't know better, he should have signed like a 3 year. Wait till the TV deal kick in, and when the salary cap explode, then you get something more.
right.
So the
See, but
first 3 years of Pippen contract, he was fine. But when he see that TV deal kick in, and don't forget that was around the time too, Shaq was in Orlando in the first four. I think Shaq come in at 92, and Shaq was in Orlando until 96. When he see Shaq left Orlando for LA, and Shaq got 100 million for 5 years, boy, listen, you imagine you being a veteran in the league. You already have 3 championships. You all even beat Shaq year after year. And then he can go and get a 5 year, $100 million deal. And I on the championship team. I is the second to Jordan. And I hear making, how much he's making? 1.3,
that's leaving,
1.5.
bro.
It's like,
I mean, I know back in the day, it ain't like now when you could
I don't
just
know. Back in the day,
crash,
leaving well.
crash out. But
You won't get
what?
Saudi.
I had surgery every year, bro.
I see. I'd rather him say he want out, but you talking for instance
You
about
could,
like
but back in the day, you couldn't say
renegotiate.
that.
Yeah, but you talking for instance about renegotiate my deal, like bro, like
Yeah,
No, you could back in the day, you couldn't say
bro.
that either. You couldn't say
Yeah,
that. That's,
You
so
know
he did the only
exactly.
thing he could.
negotiate.
He did the only thing he could do.
Instead of
Silently
wait your
protest.
turn, just wait your turn. Let's look at a recent
Turn.
example. Let's look at Steph. Let's look at what Steph do. Right? They go and sign Steph on that
They do
discount
right
because
by
his
stuff.
ankles. But Steph wait till free agency. He wait till it was his time to get
Exactly.
his big payday, and he get payday. He ain't wait till the middle of his contract and say, you know what, I will play in this contract. I need more. He said, no, I can catch y'all on the back end. That's what I can do. On the back end, I can catch y'all, and y'all got to pay me. People say, I ain't waiting for that. I ain't waiting for that. I want my money now, right? And that's why Jordan said, but you just being a little selfish, bro.
And that's
You
why
don't put a gun to your head and sign this.
And that's why Jordan was signing 1 year deals, because Jordan said, but if I sign 1 year deals, every year you can pay me more. So when Jordan first came back, he got 30. I think the second year he got 32 or 33. The last year he got 35. Like Jordan was saying, but big man,
But I get
every
it.
year the price came up. That time
Right.
Pippen said,
And Jordan said, and Jordan, you know what? Jordan sitting there laughing, just like I love laughing. Jordan was looking at people like,
hey, and Jordan he laughed out just like this, like
Wait,
I in
wait.
the last dance.
laughing at people.
Wait, wait.
And then coming in when he face, but you know, he's family, bro. You gotta play with us. We need you.
But your
And
money and my
laughing when
money,
you,
bro. We as
but I,
teammates,
Jordan
bro.
could have given
On
him at
the
least
court,
100 million, though.
on the
uh,
court and off the court things are two
He could have
different
given at least 100
things, bro.
million, though.
Jordan
Let
could
me say,
have, Jordan could have hooked him up with his agent. Listen to me, bro. I was
yeah.
having a season-ending surgery every year, bro. Every year,
Now
I'm like,
Jordan Agent, I don't know who Jordan Agent was, but Jordan Agent was a genius. He was before his time. He better than Rich Paul. Jordan Agent was doing things with Jordan before agents was even doing certain things. Like even just the move to get to Nike when everybody at the time was signing with Adidas and stuff, Magic and Bird and all these people, like just the move just to get into Nike and get his own shoe deal. And even after him breaking off from Nike in a little bit, branching out, like, boy, Jordan was doing Jordan. Space
Jordan,
Jam.
and
Like,
Jordan wouldn't
come
even
on,
say,
bro. That
Pippen, let me introduce you to my boy.
he
No,
ain't even put
none.
Pippen in Space Jam.
Yeah, at least LeBron, at least see
At least
LeBron would
give him
take care of these
roles so you
people.
could give him an extra $1 million.
Yeah, I got it. That's what I say, Jordan Ross. You can at least break him off a little Billy, though.
Go,
Let
Break him
him
off a little
play.
Billy.
Let him play with Bugs Bunny or something. Give him a little couple
I
dollars.
say, wait, I straight. Y'all niggas gotta get out of the mud. That's what y'all gotta do. I good. Y'all niggas gotta get out of the mud, son.
That
I
on
good.
y'all,
Wait,
bro.
right, Pippen.
Jordan, brother.
Hire better agents, bro.
But I mean, we always
Jordan, big
talk about
brother.
these agents, but sometimes it don't go right. Look at Dennis Schroeder. Look at Victor Oladipo.
Hold
Sometimes
on.
you taking those
First of
big risks.
all, Dennis Schroeder said he was never offered no 84 million that you also say he was turned down. He said he never saw the contract. People saying he turned down this money to get less. He said no one never put a contract in front of him
It's
for
fake, yeah.
84 million. And in my eyes, to be honest, I could believe
I was
that
controlled.
because people like to report. We take these guys for gossip, Woj and all these guys, which they usually be right most of the time. But a lot of times, these guys will be reporting things off of
Right,
their inside source
right. Maybe
that
their
don't
source could
be
be wrong.
factual.
Right, exactly.
So sure, let's say, but I never see no freaking 84 mil. Who tell you? All I see any 84 mil. And
Yeah,
like I say, I ain't believe
yeah.
But they do fumble the ball
it.
though. They
Slippy.
fumble the ball.
I ain't gonna lie, that just popped in my head for true. But Jordan Dean put him in Space Jam, that's a cold vibe. This boy
Jordan
had
could have.
Charles Barkley in Space Jam, but he don't even like Charles Barkley.
Jordan could have get his own flipping. Give Pippen his own. No, Pippen time because Pippen have a shoe. He was Nike too.
Pippen did have a shoe. See, you
Nike.
can't.
I'm not sure.
Who
You
used it? Nike.
can't. I think
I
he
think
was
he's
in
a
Nike.
Nike. Yeah,
Them shoes was stink.
yeah. They wasn't. They wasn't that.
Hey, I don't my dog.
He's a sick lord, boy. He's a sick lord. Honestly,
Just so you honest,
sick
be
lord, boy.
defending, bro. I honestly, if I was Pippen, I get why Pippen mad. Obviously, and you know, half the things you saying ain't true. Or Kobe better than Jordan, or bro, you just mad. Don't like you get you. I on Pippen side, but stuff like that is embarrassing now because you can spend your entire career and all your post career talking about how Jordan is to go, and now that you mad, you didn't say you mad. Now all of
Yeah.
a sudden,
Ever
Kobe better
since
than
he get
Jordan.
mad too, I see him start this LeBron lotioning and maybe
Like
Nobody.
he
LeBron is not a goat. Now
Pippen
it's like
problem is
Pippen.
he's let
Oh
niggas
yeah.
run up on breaks, boy. That's Pippen problem, boy.
No, but the
He's
thing
let
is,
niggas slip. The
Pippen.
slightest thing niggas is do it is run up
Yes,
on breaks, boy. That's
right.
the problem, boy.
But Pippen said that about LeBron before the documentary, no.
But
And then like LeBron was the best, was better than Jordan. And then everybody attack him. Niggas like Stephen A. How dare you? Jordan would get you 6 rings. All the OGs attack him. It's like, but you crazy? And then he tried his statement. He said, what I was trying to say is that LeBron is a better overall player. He track his statement and you
Yeah,
know
because he know better.
fix
he
himself.
backtrack.
But now that he mad,
Even people who play with LeBron say Jordan. I mean, ask D Wade who you think is the goat.
yo, them
But
niggas
he would
grew
say
up
you always
watching
say
Jordan, but it's different. They
Come
grew up
on, man.
idolizing. They grew up idolizing. Jordan. It's different.
and bring it back to the beautiful. Bring it back to you,
I got Paul. You know how bad it is. You rather play with Porky Pig and Elmer Fudd on your team before you bring Pippen. Wait, dog gets stuck in the hole at the golf course, and he ain't never once say, "Wait, you think I should bring Pippen down here to give me some help?"
Listen, boy. Wait, and that's what's so weird to me, right? Because I was a little boy watching this, right? I was a little nigga watching this, and I wait, and from you was a little nigga, and you hear about Jordan, you automatically hear about Pippen. I used to have to ask my old man why is Pippen in this movie, boy. I
Yeah.
used to be so weird, baby, why Pippen in this movie, boy? Jordan say, my
But
dog, you ain't a big enough star, bro. Ain't no one coming to watch you.
and you know,
You ain't
so
gonna come watch
petty.
you.
Even years after when Jordan started the team Jordans, Jordan signed other fellas. Never even give Pippen say, let me give him a contract under my Jordans.
That's
Just
what I
to
was.
break him off a couple
That's what
dollars.
I was going to say. But then I was like, Pippen already was under Nike, so I don't know if he could have.
But Nike, Jordan under
Yeah.
Nike. So he
Yeah.
still could get
You think?
Pippen on. But Melo signed the Jordans. I think Westbrook even signed the Jordan.
Ooh, oh, you mean
Yeah,
Lamelo?
Westbrook
Yeah,
signed.
Lamelo is Team
No,
No,
Jordan.
Carmelo signed it.
Carmelo.
Carmelo
Carmelo
is Team Jordan too.
Yes, boy. I had
Yeah,
Mellows
Carmelo
with the
sure.
Jordan sign on it. He had the M in the middle and then the Jordan sign on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
boy. Jordan say, boy, y'all niggas getting out the mud, brother. I ain't helping no one. Y'all looking got a grind for everything.
He's the worst teammate of all
I
time.
ain't got it.
Never. Jordan,
That's
but
the
Jordan
most petty
put.
nigga all
I
time.
know who ain't
Jordan is
ever
the worst team.
talk. I know who ain't
That's the
ever
most
talk bad
petty
with
nigga
Jordan.
all time, son.
Oh,
Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown ran with everybody else. But Kobe Bryant here around with Jordan, because all Kobe Bryant say is, this the only fellow who ever believe in me. Oh, boy.
I'm scared of
What a
Jordan.
flip. Hey, Jordan
I'm
is a
scared of Jordan.
savage, but I ain't gonna lie. He's one of my favorite players of all
Watch
time.
this. Like I say, boy, I tell people, listen, boy, if Jordan didn't win no rings, y'all look at him just like how y'all look at Westbrook.
Exactly.
That's an angry nigga running around.
Exactly.
Nigga so angry for.
But
Why is nigga so angry, mate?
Real.
Westbrook is a great teammate though.
Hey, y'all, why this nigga so angry, mate?
Westbrook is a great teammate though. I don't know why he's so
That
angry.
Jordan was a great teammate at the time.
No, he was not. But Westbrook,
Yes,
you
why
gotta
this nigga
find
so
one
fucking
teammate to talk
angry,
about.
mate? This nigga always screaming, making
Because
noise.
like he have some anger, but he easy to hate, you know. But Westbrook is probably the easiest dude in the league to hate. He always trash talking and he didn't kill.
No. Westbrook ain't easier than Draymond to hate. Boy. At least Westbrook, boy, at some point, you could hate on Westbrook and he could come out and give you 40 just for running on with him. You could run on with Draymond all you want.
It always go about the
Draymond ain't
scoring.
coming to jail to torch you at no point.
Yeah,
in
but
time.
Draymond can lock you up. The Westbrook can't do that.
Back like as a opposing team, I hate Draymond. But nigga, he scored 1 point in you.
And he screamed, but this boy is there said he will scream and carry on. This boy talking
Hey.
about lock you up. Like
It could be the third quarter. This nigga scored 2 points. The first 2 points of the game. That's freaking out.
But do you think Draymond easy to hate on Westbrook?
what?
No.
It's
Far easier, boy.
Westbrook is trash talk way more, bro. For
Westbrook-
anything.
I take
That's because he
Draymond
scores way more.
You could take someone
No, he
killing
ain't
you.
scoring.
If someone talented killing you, you could say, all right, this play, he talking trash for a reason. Right? He look up on the scoreboard, he got 35. He talking trash for a reason. Draymond, like I say, would score a 3-pointer wide open and start cussing your bench right out. He talking, your bench stink, and that's his first point to the
And
game.
the thing is, I don't like guys who talk for other man. Like, yes, bro, you're on a great team. But you see Steph and Clay humble as a lamb. Why you here running on? Like, my thing is, don't brag for man, bro. Don't come out here talking about how good we is and how good us is and how good my team is. Because, but you brag for you. Use your own man, bro. When you go to bed, you lay down as yourself. All y'all don't sleep in the same bed. All y'all don't live in the same house. All y'all don't ride in the same car. Draymond needs to speak for Draymond. That's why when Clay and Steph was injured, he was getting here punch off left, right, and center, and no one felt no type of sorry for him.
But you making it seem like Draymond don't have his place in the league. Draymond is one of the best defenders in the league. Draymond has made a niche for himself, and he has made a route in the league where players could come in who ain't scorers, and they could do everything else.
I believe.
And do what? Like, my thing
defend,
is,
Respect him
play make.
defensively. Who's respect him defensively? But I'm saying, if you was to say,
but defensive
be
players still
most
is always
annoying?
get killed though.
Yeah, this get killed. No, that's but
that's life though.
that's just exactly that's
But
life.
I'm saying, if you would say who's most annoying, I'd say Draymond is probably more annoying to play with because people just look at it like, wait, when people think about trash talking, they thinking about scoring. You saying they ain't necessarily just thinking about.
Yeah, because how could you trash talk me? And what you doing? Like, what? You get a rebound?
Yeah, when you think about trash talking, you do think about like scoring is like you saying something else.
Dog is trash talk.
Yeah.
When the other team miss a free throw, be like, but you had nothing to do with that guy missing that free throw, dog.
But
why are you talking?
Is there something about Westbrook scoring and Rockabye Baby and all? It's like, bro, you don't used to score.
Like Westbrook annoying too, though.
Every time he score, every time he score, he got
to start rocking the baby.
It's down like 20.
Nigga can shoot a free throw and rock a baby, like, bro. I don't know how he's fine. People that trash talk every game.
But he's like I said, but if Jordan ain't on the rings, they look at him like he's Westbrook. This nigga just angry for no reason. Angry, flicking, screaming at everybody. What happened to him, boy? They look at Westbrook or Jimmy Butler. like why his players are why he's so annoying.
Yeah,
Like people forget, but Jimmy Butler, when Jimmy Butler is doing all that foolishness inside Minnesota, right? People was looking at Jimmy Butler like he was like a retard. You know what I mean? Like he was a dick or something like that. It's like, wait, why does play can on like this, right? But when he gone to Miami and he started winning games, it was like, okay, this dude really like that. You know
yeah.
what I mean? That's how I think people would look at Jordan. They'd have been like, wait, why this play is every team he go on, he got to cause some type of drama or whatever the case may be. But winning solves everything, though. That's what it's
Always.
about.
Speaking of Jimmy and fake tough guys out there. I'm trying to think about where you keep
Jimmy ain't no fake tough guy, man.
Jimmy is a fake tough guy, but Jimmy ain't a real tough guy, man.
Really?
What
Jimmy,
y'all-
who's crazy so your whole team and
yeah,
he
that's
ain't
how I
care?
used to talk.
Yeah, but what you want a tough guy to be? Like Jimmy is be about that action though.
Nah, I
But
think so.
you got to
Wait,
think about talking to Morris
how could
vibe
you
and joke with him.
logically think you could come and curse out the whole team and not be about that smoke? You think all 14 of these fellas ain't gonna try you?
He
Like
didn't
one
know.
of them?
Jimmy ain't cursing nobody. He know he ain't gonna try him. Or he cursing as he walking off.
But this boy cursed the whole team and then beat them with the third string.
You talking about the soft team? Curse them for
Yeah,
being
you got
soft.
the
He
third.
know they
He
was
did the
soft.
same thing in Philly.
He was trying to get them riled up.
But he did the same thing in Philly though.
You think he cursing be it?
You forget when they had the big thing in
No, I
practice?
ain't guessing.
But he ain't. But it
I
wasn't
ain't
be it.
guessing. I ain't guessing.
Embiid is a fake tough guy.
Yeah,
I
but my
ain't
point is, Jimmy ain't mess with Embiid. Jimmy's mess with like Jimmy know who to
MB
mess
is like
with.
a class clown. MB
That's
is
why
a
I
class
saying
clown.
Embiid ain't into nothing. Ain't nobody,
Yeah,
and
he's a class
obviously
clown.
we see what Simmons is now. But
But
like, who's
you
another
talking
fake?
about that Joker vibe, right?
Yeah,
And one of the fake thingum is them Morris brothers. I
yeah,
feel like
exactly.
them two was fake from college time. Them two was a bunch of fakers.
From
I
Kansas,
never did like them.
Yeah,
they
the
some
fake tough
fake tough
guys.
guys too.
Wait, just
They,
me. They
you
ain't
know
want no
who's
smoke with them Jokic brothers, boy.
No,
They ain't want no smoke with
but
them Jokic
you know
brothers.
who else is a fake tough guy who I can't stand? Marcus Smart. Like, wait, why when he can stop, wait?
when he
Like,
stop what?
like when he can stop, wait? Like Marcus Smart is a real count, but like my thing is, you come out into the media and say, "Oh, the guys they know that they the star of the team or they the scorers, and guys are gonna pick up on them. So what they need to do is pass the ball more." No man, why you want to say that out there? Then
He
you can come
probably
and
he probably didn't say that in the locker room.
yeah, but if they still ain't passing the ball, what that tell you? They ain't reach you, right?
Yeah.
So
So let
you
me say
obviously
it.
ain't a tough guy.
So let me
You
say it in
think
Watch this.
when Garnett
Which
came
is
there
wrong though.
and Garnett
Which
say,
is
"But
wrong.
listen, I used to start this team now. You need to pass this ball in the post because I ain't come here to rebound and pass. I mean, I can play good defense, but I come here to get buckets too. That's the difference. They listen, right?
So you think Garnett
Was was
was a real
Marcus
tough
Smart
guy
wrong?
too?
You don't think Garnett was a real tough guy?
No,
But you was them type you
no,
can get knocked right out because you
no.
go
For
play the wrong.
who?
We're talking about
Play
you. Innit? They can see the tough guy and they can put your
Mello
head.
almost ring Garnett right out, and I watched Garnett try that. So
No,
he do stop working
actually,
hard.
I think I agree with Gradon. What you define as tough guy? A tough guy is someone who punks people. Kevin Garnett don't really punk no one. He talks a lot of trash, but he don't really.
But I watch
I never
That's
seen
Kevin.
weak.
Kevin Garnett
Wait,
punk no one.
Kevin Garnett used to pump guys. Boy.
Kevin
Kevin
is
Garnett used to
My
tall.
definition of tough guy,
head butt fellas and friggin' push them up like.
my no, my definition of a tough guy would be Zach Randolph.
Toughest. He's not. He
He's a tough
about that
guy.
life. Nobody
He
ever
punk them
stepped to
dudes.
him.
Dudes ain't stepping in. You say what I'm saying? Kevin Garnett, dudes ignoring him, or they gonna swing at him like Anthony Peters swing at Kevin Garnett or whatever, or they just be like that's KG. But they ain't
But
really.
why? But why you ignoring him?
Because we just
He's
talking.
a
Same
trash
reason why you
talker.
ignore
He's a
No,
Draymond.
trash
no, no,
talker.
no. That's bull. You
See,
He's a
ignoring
trash
him
talker.
because most people know you ain't gonna test that. Like, don't make it seem. That's why
no.
I hate when people just make it seem. Oh, this boy can talk in my play. If you know you got low fence, you can let a low fence yap in your ass all day.
No, but
It ain't about
we ain't
that.
talking
But
about
when
You're
you
we
not
see
ain't,
gonna
is
be the
when
trash.
you see is
You're not gonna
KG.
be the professional trash talker, trash talking. You're not
but
gonna be
she
the
is.
professional trash talker, trash
People
talking.
just go, but you know what KD said?
That, that's not
KD
gonna
is
happen.
probably the greatest trash talker of all time, and
Of course not.
he took things way too far. KD tell what Villanueva first name was the
Not
bald head guy.
proven.
What
It was not proven.
you know what I'm talking about? What the name? The bald head guy from Detroit, man, tall. His last name was Villanueva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KG the gentle dude use a cancer patient.
Yeah.
Like that's how far you went. You know what you say about mellow girl? Like that's how far you went.
I
Like
need to tell
You
you.
you ever look at Villanueva?
he do look like a cancer patient. Why would you say that
Okay,
though?
right in
That's what I'm
cool.
saying. But that's what I'm saying
You
though. Does that
you
make him
you
a
you
tough
look at
guy or does that
Lala
make him
and you
someone who
don't think
just
Lala takes
he ain't scared to push niggas' buttons?
you think anyway.
You say
No,
That look like honey
he
nut
all
Cheerios to me. That's all I
all I
say.
make him
That
all
look
I
like
make
honey
him
nut
is
to
someone
me.
who ain't scared to push no one buttons. That's all I make him. He just ain't
right.
scared to push no one buttons.
That's it.
He,
When you
he's not
say,
a
but when you
scary dude. He's not a scary dude. He's not. That's what it is. He's not scary. I can push whoever buttons. I can say whatever I want. But
That's
that
what
don't
I tell you,
necessarily
but
make him a
wait,
tough dude. A tough guy to me is someone who I ain't gonna say nothing to this nigga. That's a tough guy to me.
right.
I'm not gonna say nothing to him. Like I ain't fooling with that.
I ain't even
That's a
squaring
tough
up with
guy.
this dude. I watched
Yeah,
when KG said that to Mello, and Mello when he see Mello realize what he's saying, Mello starts squaring up. KG started backing up. He throw he dukes up. He's like, what? And he
yeah.
started backing up. He ain't about that life. He just want
Yeah,
trash
like a
talk.
tough guy to me.
He ain't think he can never get there. Which in that it's gonna
Bing.
so it
So
probably
a
won't
tough
never
guy to
get
me
there.
is like Zach
so
Randolph.
because
It's
he,
like
he
Ron
square
Artest.
up and protect himself because he know he already aggravate someone.
Okay,
That means he ain't about that life.
so okay, let's do it this way. If KG's a tough
You
guy,
and so Melo is the tough guy.
I think Mello tough and KG.
No, I
Melo
just
who
wait.
run from Nate Robinson.
Listen
I
to what
think
we
Mello
saying,
tough
bro.
and KG.
Melo who ran from Nate Robinson.
What are you gonna do with him being tough?
I don't know if I say that. I don't know
You
if I
mean
say that,
that
but
little
I say
sloppy do and break up by Melo fucking
I
leave dust on the court. Melo
I
tear your
that
boy head
fuck
off
stop
and
it.
The point
friggin'
is, when it was
start
time to
skip the
square
right
up,
look.
when it was time to square up, what did KG do?
But what did Melo do in the starting script too? You
Okay,
saying you
but
sitting taking
the
Melo
conversation
tougher than
ain't
KG?
about Mello and KG. The conversation is about KG. Let's do it this way. If KG's a tough guy, what Ron Artest is?
Oh yeah, Ronald, that's a tough guy.
You putting them in the same category?
But we talking about in the
Hell no.
situation with who you with.
Hell
Okay,
no.
you see, you can't put it in tough guy of
Hell no.
overall. You put in tough guy of matchup. That's why I tell you, tough guys or trash talkers know who to trash talk
That's
because
what we
they see
say.
low fence.
It
So in that
ain't do it
situation,
ain't the
you
same thing
talk to
though.
people that you know you could bully.
Right.
Like bullies bully
No, no, no,
people that
no,
they
no, no,
can
no, no,
bully.
no. You don't think it will escalate. Ain't about that you know who you could bully. It's that you don't think you don't think they will retaliate. And that's similar to what the twins just do too. You realize when Marquis filed Jokic, you realize what he do? He turned his back. He didn't expect Jokic to come back at him. Because he know that's what we used to do. The game plan is to be physical with Jokic. So he did that hard foul thinking that's Jokic. He's a European dude.
Yeah.
He ain't coming to
The
hit me
only thing I
back.
can say to these dudes is they ain't scary. They're not scary dudes.
That don't even make sense.
They willing to push your buttons. They willing to go far. But like we didn't say, a lot of people don't really think fights in basketball can escalate. So that's why a lot of dudes like
Exactly.
they willing to trash
To me,
talk and all that other stuff.
not because I see someone back up or I see someone say something like that, like how like you say Garnett back up or put his hands up. I don't think that's a non-tough guy or the person who the tough guy. The people who I don't see as tough guys are the people who do come in your face, knowing that number one, we on national TV. Everybody can watch me knock your head off. And then you can come up in my face looking, number one, from you come in my face and you ain't swing, you looking for me to be the aggressor now.
Right.
Because now when I swing, I can knock your head off. And then now I's the bad guy
I
who
agree
getting
with
all
that.
the things. So fellas
Right.
like Marcus Smart them, who always want to jump up and rile up in fellas' face. I just be like,
Mhm.
bro, sit down,
Marcus,
bro.
see, and all enforcers are not tough guys, and I mean it's cool. An enforcer doesn't have to be a tough guy, but the real tough guys is dudes like Ron Artest, like Zach Randolph, even like
Yeah.
David. What do you name him from?
David West.
David West.
David West, like those kind of
Yeah,
dudes, they real tough.
there's a phrase that says
I don't even think my
there's a
Barnes
phrase
is a
that
real
says
tough guy.
No.
a little torn on that. I think
No,
Steven
no, no,
Jackson's
no.
one though. But there's
Yeah,
a phrase that
easily.
says
Steven Jackson was one, and Byron
yeah,
Davis.
there's a phrase that says a true king will never have to announce he's king. Like when you see a dude on the floor, you already know you ain't got to mess it up with. Steven Jackson to me was always one of them. You see Steven Jackson, he ain't no one really trying to mess with Steven Jackson like that. The same thing when you say Ron Artest. I watch one clip. I wish I'd find out I'd send it to you. Tyler Hansbrough, who used to play for the Pacers. I think Ron Artest filed this way. And Tyler Hansbrough start saying, "But why you file me?" As soon as he look at me, see that's Ron Artest, and get turn the ear. Turn the ear and face the next direction. He ain't say nothing else no more. That's to me a tough guy. That's like, all right, but I ain't fooling with this nigga, but I didn't know what this player about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the
Exactly.
Woods wasn't scared to talk back to KG. It's just
And-
that he's a professional trash talker. So after a while, it just don't make no sense to talk to him. You ain't gonna be the professional trash talker talking. That's just
But don't
what they do. They
forget,
talk all
KG
day,
got
all
that
night.
way because people never tried him back. Like if you watch some of KG early years, see that one what you're talking about was KG in Boston. Then you saw KG in Minnesota, KG from even 96, 97. Like KG come in the league talking to fellas bad. KG had
Yeah,
a thing where he talked to Jordan Bad at one point. When he told the
He's a
story, he
professional
tried
trash
to talk
talker.
to
Yeah.
Jordan Bad, and Jordan
That's
gave
funny
him that
story too.
business.
That was
And
a jokey story, man.
and that was it. But my thing is, at the end of the day, to be a trash talker, to be honest, you got to be a little ballsy because you testing
You ain't
guys
scary. You ain't
who
a scary
you
nigga.
who you don't know how they can react. Because
Right.
not
Yeah, you
every
ain't a scary
guy
nigga to be a
is
trash
going to
talker.
react the same way.
I agree, but
And
you know who's in that category? People like Patrick Beverly. He ain't nothing tough. Well, he's played tough in terms of 50-50 balls and stuff. But like, you know what I mean? He ain't tough, but he ballsy. Trash talking, he'll trash talk you and look you in the face
I
and he
think
will fight all day.
I think most trash talkers bet on the fact that Ian and York actually fight me.
Right,
That's what in the back of most trash talkers' mind.
right.
Ian, y'all ain't gonna actually fight me. You know what I mean? I can push y'all buttons and y'all can get to the point where y'all want to fight me, but y'all ain't gonna actually do it.
but
That's what
don't
be
think
going on in most
That's
things.
I
exactly what
agree
them
with
Morris
that.
twins is. That's exactly what them
Yeah,
Morris
that's
twins
them.
is.
That's them for sure. I agree
Yeah.
with that. That most trash talkers can believe that you're not gonna actually fight it, but that don't means that most trash talkers ain't gonna still knock your head off if you do try to fight them. So in that
They ain't gonna
situation,
just
I
fight you.
saying
I know
Garnett
gonna
is a
knock you out.
person
They can just
who
fight you.
Garnett is the type of person who listen. He's a trash talker, but dog 7-1 and pure muscle. If he does square up, I ain't too into that. Whereas Patrick Beverly or these Morris brothers or Marcus Smart, but if they square up, be like, wait, let's see what you into.
I mean, fight.
Like
Great.
Garnett was just more intimidating factor than most other
Fight.
trash talkers.
But Garnett was in a fight before, right? In the NBA, right? And Anthony Peeler going scrap him up. Anthony Peeler's like 6'4", 6'3". Garnett ain't no tough guy, but like he could talk, he could trash talk, get off, get or whatever the case may be. But
You know, I think
I didn't I didn't no tough guy.
firstly, I think in this era, I don't think any tough guys exist. I don't think the league is even
I guess so.
is
I
getting
thought
rid of
you
them quick.
I think any in this era.
Yeah,
In
no.
this era.
I think the league is getting rid of them
And
quick. So it's
I
hard to
think
be a
they're
tough guy
tough
in this era.
guys, but yeah, I think that you have certain tough guys. The only thing is you get chastised more now for being a tough guy. Like you got guys who are there who trying to who not to say about that life like gang banging or nothing, but like you got guys who there who ain't into that slapping up like I look at Lillard. Like you could see Lillard, buddy, I into too much talking, XYZ. But Lillard know because he has that platform that he is on. Like if Lillard go and really go at people like how let's say Westbrook or Patrick Beverly go, like they can start to pick at Lillard. So it's almost like I think he have that mentality of let me just keep it calm. Like I gotta be the low key guy. And then you have guys like what that crazy boy name? Oh, I can't remember his name right now. Who he play for? He's played for
What
Houston.
team?
He's bunks around so much because he just crazy. He, who he's played for? Or even look at someone like DeMarcus Cousins.
I was gonna call his name too.
Cousins in the 90s would have been one of the best. Like they would have loved to have Cousins because he'd have bring that toughness. He'd have bring that this. He'd have bring even in the early 2000s when you had all Chris Webber and big centers back then who
That's
was
funny,
like
but
Shaq and all these guys who like that physical play down there. They'd have loved Cousins. Now when Cousins come into this 20 teens era, these millennials basically, is almost like, oh, he's too aggressive. He
He
has a
get
temper.
he get attacked for
He,
breathing.
yeah, every time he asks about a call, oh, it's an issue. But then people like LeBron and Draymond can run behind the referee the whole play and cry while the play is still going on. And
Yeah,
you'd be like, wait,
but
it
I
don't make
mean,
sense.
just side note,
God, God,
Zach Randolph punked Cousins one time. Cousins was trying to run on with him, and
yeah.
when Cousins realized he was running on, Cousins shut up and turn around.
I'm
Cousins
gonna
wasn't
say
messing
where
with
I from bullies get bullied, but
Like they say,
I was
bullies
not.
know who the bully, but and everybody,
But
like they say,
I was
like
not.
just like how they say, everyone have a boss. Everyone also has a cooler. Like bullies get bullied. That's why the cycle, even when it comes to like the 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 the, the other world, it always cycles. Like you could be the head boss this year, fellas can cut you down. Another head boss can come in, fellas can cut them down. Like bullies can get bullies, bosses have bosses. Like that's just a cycle. So fellas is know who to fool with. Cousins come into that, and Cousins like, yeah, he's bully like 99% of the league, but this way straight, boy. We cool. We ain't into that too much. Same thing with Rondo. Rondo light Chris Paul up one night.
I'm pretty sure Chris
Eh,
Paul had more hits on Rondo, but
What?
I
But
get
you
more.
could
screenshot
kill.
every hit. I screenshot every hit. I had him
Score get more what on Rondo?
more
Wait,
hits.
Rondo,
after your
Rondo
job
light
was
up, bear it up,
locked.
boy.
Rondo got one hit. Chris
Rondo,
Paul got like three. I
Rondo
ain't
light
seen
up,
no
bear it up, boy.
screenshots. I ain't
Wait,
seen no screenshots.
why everybody's holding Wando back and Chris Paul was free to float?
What do you mean? And LeBron took Chris Paul and swing him to the
Man,
next side.
LeBron just won't put the arm around him.
I
Yeah,
have
he
all the
put the arm around
screenshots,
man.
bro. I telling you, I didn't dissect that whole thing.
Rondo
Even when
did
I'm saying
lock
it
that
was
up, boy.
Chris Paul swing first when Rondo was one who spit. Anyway, so uh about Jokic's retaliation, I just got a notification Jokic got suspended one game. Thank God it was only one game and they didn't run out. Uh Twin got fined $50,000. I thought he should have been suspended too. But was his retaliation excessive?
No, I thought that was fair.
No, I actually liked it. At first, I was like, why? He jumped at the ball. And then when I watched it from a different angle and slower motion, he tried to hip check it. Like
Right.
my thing is, but don't play at me like that, bro. It's different when you making a sports play and then when you making a send a message play. Okay, you could send a message in, but when I press return to sender, don't cry. Like I could send my message too. My thing is
Yeah,
in a way, Jokic got to realize that he got to be better than that too, because like I tell fellas too, even when we play sports over here, don't let these bottom of the bench fellas get in your head, bro. Like
That's
you
their
can't
job.
be the star and the MVP, and you running on with fellas on the sideline who cackling because you missed two or three shots. Just
Yeah.
play on the bench, bro.
Yeah,
We
I think you
their team and can't play, and you
I
think I
think
can
I
run
say
over there?
as a man though, as a man, everybody got that switch with us. If someone cross a certain line, you just can retaliate immediately. Everybody got a switch, and I think that's what happened with Jokic. So
Yeah,
the
I
line
think
was
he just
crossed,
flipped because players get tired of that
and he
crap.
just retaliated immediately. Like you could see that's not his character really,
mhm.
but every man got a line. You know what I'm saying? And when I watched it the first time, I initially said, I wonder why Morris would foul him like that because I thought maybe because Jokic was jumping the pass, I say maybe he thought he's gonna shoot it or something like that, and maybe he said, like don't shoot it like that at this range or whatever. Maybe the game was already over and he was trying to send a message. But when I saw him, I check him like that, I was like, no, but he that definitely was a cheap shot. So
And the thing
you
is,
know,
you know how they defend bigs in the league nowadays. It's always, especially European bigs, it'll always be physical. When you got highly skilled players, they always talk about be physical. That's always the game plan. So you could imagine how much hits your kick is take on a on a nightly basis. So I think it was just at a point where he was just tired of getting hit, especially that kind of hit that could get him injured.
And this
That
wasn't
was
even a,
just
a basketball play. Like I get to see if this was like him posting up and the boy putting his forearm in his back, or him coming off a pick and the boy hitting him hard on a pick. He said like he didn't even cross half court yet, and you jumping and hip checking him. Like bro, I wasn't gonna be into that neither, bro. Because like I ain't into that. Like you could obviously see I ain't even on your run. I obviously ain't even in a position to score. Like I just legit just passing the ball up over half court. Like why you even coming in there hitting me? And then on top of that, after you hit me, you ain't even gonna say, "Oh shoot, pardon that." You can walk off. Like you was the boss.
Fuck off.
All right, bro. I can loosen
Walk
this
up and say,
back.
"Ah, I sure showed him."
Yeah, I can loosen this back up for you right now.
yeah, yeah. I don't think
I see
initially.
Morris too with whiplash.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
feel no type of
initially
sorry.
when he did it, I don't think he expected it to be as bad. I don't think he expected the whiplash. I thought he was just gonna, trying to hit him and get him to fall. He didn't expect him to whiplash like that. But and
Yeah,
he ain't really sorry, but he
Of course not.
he got to show remorse now to not get
And I want to see what
suspended for too
He
much
Punk
time.
brother could do, because I see he Punk brother running on now, but oh, you can hit a man in the back when he like, bro,
play them Joe,
please.
the Jokic brothers go and make up a Twitter account just to flick him this
Just to
morning.
reply. But the thing is, like, that's what them twins been like that from since they come in the league. You remember they was in Phoenix and one get traded, and the next one was mad that one get traded, so he wanted to get traded. Like from then, people were saying, "But y'all immature. This is a professional league.
Yeah, but y'all
You
come
can't
here,
expect to play with your brother your entire life."
yeah.
So from then, but they clearly get each other's best friends, right? But I was disappointed in
Man,
Spolstra
lovers.
though, because Spolstra come on in the post interview talking about it was a dirty play by Jokic and Keith didn't really do anything wrong. Bro, what? Like hold your players accountable. Both of those players
Wait,
were dirty
let me ask you
plays.
short. If you do that, then the other person is gonna do that. It's as simple as that. It ain't really that hard to explain. Jokic doesn't do that if you don't gut check him.
Right.
You don't gut check him. He has no reason to do that. You know what I mean? It's just, that isn't a hard concept to figure out, babe. And the thing is, like I say, all us play ball, babe. We know intentionally dirty players versus okay, someone just being physical,
Exactly.
right?
People know the
All us know the
difference.
difference between that, right? Right. So if Jokic did something throughout the game that was just maybe physical and that bothered them or something like that, I don't think it was intentionally dirty to that point. That's obviously an intentionally dirty play, right? So yeah, but I'm mad about Jokic too. But like I said, everybody got a line. You cross it, some people can react differently. You can't control how someone react to what you do.
I really hoping that's a statement that he was trying to make for everybody else who just beating him up, like smaller defenders who just trying to be physical with him just because they could get away with it. I hope that's a statement. I hope like he was intentionally trying to make a statement to them, like, yeah, this ain't the air, bro. I'm letting y'all just beat me up down here no more. Are you fighting back? And for the Twins, I really dig it. And for all of Miami fake tough guys standing in the hallway like they was gonna go do something. I gotta wait for
That's a
November 19th. What is it, 19th,
that's
right?
a good photo shoot, though. That was a good photo shoot.
I gotta wait for November 19th. Oh, the
Yeah,
Kyle
that was a good
Lowry.
photo shoot.
What Kyle Lowry could do? Come on, bro. He's the nicest dude in the league. What you gonna do? He's the friendly.
That's a nice photo shoot. That's funny when Tyler you were running for them though. Tyler you was like, dog, why you do that?
Like, come on, bro.
That's jokey do mate. Oh, that's real.
So I gotta wait for the
Yeah,
next
man.
game to actually see what gonna happen. Which I like I said, I doubt. And I think the refs could over analyze that game too. Right? So the first foul that Lillard flagrant two out the game. Like they ain't even playing with them that game.
But like I said, once you understand it, no, usually no one gonna fight. It don't even have to be as serious, but you know, Lonzo say it best, but ain't no one trying to fight.
In the NBA,
But
yeah.
just
Ain't nobody fighting in the
yeah,
NBA.
ain't no one trying to fight, dog. Everybody just here to get their bread. And
Like
then
real, that don't even make sense, bro.
yeah, but what makes us fighting? You know what I mean? So all right. With that being said, it's been a productive episode. Any shout outs before we head out? Shout out to all the people that's watching. We appreciate that. Shout out to all the
Yeah.
listeners. Shout out
Shout
Slimmy for
out, shout out,
keeping
Slimmy.
us entertained. Shout out Ken, keeping us guys entertained.
He ain't had no
We
bots
back
today,
with
though.
another. Well, we ain't on the bots today. The bots come on Sundays. Shout out to the bots. Sundays we can see y'all. We back on Sunday again with another NFL Sunday preview. Also want to shout out Alive for sponsoring that episode on Sunday. Sunday ticket. Don't forget to get your Sunday ticket with Rev Trio. Uh, don't forget that package, right? If you're an NFL Sunday ticket fan, get an NFL Sunday ticket. You won't miss any game. If it ain't on NBC, ain't on ESPN, go catch it. So shout out Rev. Um, and yes, shout outs.
You know, shout out Westbrook. You know, doing your best out there, making things
Yeah, man.
happen.
Try and make something
Uh,
happen, rest.
Shout out Solid Pods. You know, and the whole network of podcasts. Who else? Who else? You know, shout out Tom Brady coming back this week. Uh, Going for that eight Super Bowl. That's it. And Rodgers ain't playing this summer. I mean this Sunday.
Basically, ain't sure yet, bro. I
Aaron Rodgers said he is not playing this Sunday. He said that himself.
Oh boy.
it's the MVP.
Well, let's see what happens.
All right,
Until next time.
Jordan Love will fix their business.
Yeah, I thought about it again.